Hi, I'm Brittany Ashley, your host of Breaking Norms, Building Dreams, your guide through this transformative journey in both business and life. This is your place crafted for dreamers, doers, or anyone who has been told they can't. Get ready as we challenge those narratives together. You're tuning in live to the United Public Radio Network, airing on 105.3 and 107.7 FM in New Orleans. We are streaming on all the popular platforms every Monday at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Join me for a candid and thought-provoking conversation celebrating your unique journey because you are worth it.
The night has come, it's cold and losing my control. Your light is gone, and lonely darkness fill my soul. I wish that you could save me from my isolation. It's way too complicated, let's stop this conversation. Stop this conversation. We got no relation.
This is the United Public Radio Network, 107.7 FM in New Orleans and 105.3 in the Gulf Coast. UPRN, talkradio.com. Esoteric programming at its finest.
Oh, that's too much. Hi, Heidi. Good to see you, Heidi.
I ain't on my right mind since my rider's been gone. Hey, I'm saying to my rider, I want to tell you, my rider, know you're mine, my rider. but she's my rider. I'm on the road, stay and take my rider by my side. Anybody argue with me, man, I keep them satisfied. When I see my baby, tell her to shake my hand. Ain't no love friend, Lord, since you know when. Oh, yeah. Why don't you come in my kitchen? Your son is evil all the time. You're kind-hearted woman. Son is evil all the time.
Yeah.
You squeeze my lemon.
Oh
Till
my
the
God.
juice runs down my leg. I wanna
Sounds
hear
like
what
a
I'm talking
70s
about.
porn song.
I wanna wait that you squeeze it,
Hey,
girl.
Sherry, good to
I
see you,
said
honey.
I'm gonna fall right out of there. I see a good rider. Hey, it's my time holiday. I wanna take my rider by my side. To the front teeth line with gold.
Hey, Joe Clark.
You gotta
Good to
move
see
me
you,
down my
buddy.
body, gotta leave on my soul. If my brown skin sugar brown.
Holy crap.
Yeah, I don't know what weird music that was. I've never heard of these people. It's just Led Zeppelin. Who the hell
You've
is that?
never
heard that song
heard
before.
Traveling
No, man,
Riverside Blues?
No,
I've never
Okay,
heard
if
not
it.
at
a
all.
Zeppelin fan, if you're not a Zeppelin fan, it didn't come out till after the band had broken up on the album Coda. So it was one of those. I think it was the same era as Boogie with Stu, and the double album with the windows on the front album. I forget the name of it, but one side is
Squeezing
live,
my
the other side is
love down your leg.
Yeah, he was famous for saying that in several different songs. Squeeze my lemon. Got the song called the Lemon Song. Squeeze my lemon till the It's always been saying that.
I guess that's like the Beatles song. Why don't we do it in the
Welcome
road?
back to America.
They're talking about lemonade. Jesus, guys.
I've never heard of any of this stuff. I'm pleading fifth. I don't know what's going on here.
Me neither.
Jay had to put the banner if he's not treating us right.
It's not my fault. You guys have never heard really good music before.
Back from England.
What do you
That
mean?
ain't good music. That's like a bunch of something you find down in New Orleans.
Oh man, listen to that.
There's
You
a lot
better
of
watch
good music
it.
down in New Orleans.
You better watch it, and Voodoo Girls will get you, man. You better now. They patrol the airways just to find people like you. They say it makes much better gumbo when they can put you.
Be careful of that. That shit works, Sean. They'll get you with it.
Good.
They got that. You know, it's funny because they always talk about zombies, right? They got the zombie drug, man. So the zombie drug turns you into a zombie legit.
Yeah, I know. Isn't that pufferfish?
Oh no, they got that too. Puffish is a little bit different, but this is something different.
Well, don't forget they also had the Bahama Mama. That'll also turn you into your ass into
They got no, that's Jay and his weirdness, man. Don't get me wrong, I do like
Jay's
Zeppelin.
music.
It's just very, very unpublished. Led Zeppelin. It didn't get much radio play because, like I said, it was a song cut from one of their albums back in the 70s, and it didn't come out till after they broke up.
But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to News on the Flip Side. I know it's been a sad day for a lot of my conservative centralist friends, so we'll talk about that in a little while. And there's been a lot of other stuff going on besides that. You know,
a lot of weirdness this week.
You know, jump on the murder train called America. I mean, it's been a little on the little crazy side, and then people already are hating. I mean, I caught the Speaker of the House yesterday asking for silence for a prayer. Not even a prayer, just silence. And they wouldn't shut up. Yeah, they screaming and hollering. All kind. When are you going to be silent? And I'm like, when did we become such a low class network? I mean,
it's a third. It's the type of stuff that you're seeing at the same time. There's stuff like this happening in third world countries right now. There's really bad stuff happening in
Well, I mean, come on, man. You see when they tried to take the internet away last week, man? Screw that. And that's a third world country. Oh no, you're not taking the internet. You got to be kidding me, man. They want ape shit, killing people all over the place. You don't mess with a man's internet. That's like messing with his wife, man. What are you, crazy? It's
exactly. I agree.
Well, I mean, that at least for the people in America, that falls under Second Amendment.
Where was this? This was not Cambodia. Where the hell was it? This is the fourth country I've heard that they went ape over their internet. For some reason, I'm thinking it's an Asian country. I'll have to go look it up and see, to be honest with you. It's if anybody is listening knows what we're talking about, you can pop it in the chat or send it to one of the emails or something. But no, actually, Chris, so what was it? About 10 days ago, we had the Catholic school shooting. Just bam. So find out who the person was.
It wasn't just a Catholic school shooting. He was shooting into a ongoing church. I mean, mass was going on, was what he shot into.
But what did they actually charge him with? Did they charge him with terrorism? Did they charge him with hate crime? Or did they just charge him with murder and assault? Yes, he did. I don't remember.
I would call it a hate crime.
If you're shooting into a schoolroom, I wouldn't say you can call it a hate crime. But if you're shooting into an ongoing place of religion when they're having their religious practices going on, like the priests up there going blah 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 whatever, and you shoot into that kind of event, yes, Sean, I agree with you. That is a hate crime.
Yeah, I don't. That's
absolutely.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
It's I don't know how it can't be a hate crime. I mean, I'm sure that's what they're going to go after this guy with Charlie.
Yeah, it can.
Yeah, I mean, unless you're shooting into a Catholic school.
I was in. You know what? I was in tears. I was in tears when I read that. When I saw that, I was in tears. Yeah, I didn't even know Charlie, but I tell you what, I followed him, and I was in tears.
Well, it is very sad, and I don't follow him, and I was aware of who he is, and a lot it freaked out a lot of people. A lot of people at work left early the day it happened.
Oh, it's still freaking people. I don't think people realize the following this guy had. It's massive. I mean, this is like if Trump died or something. I mean, people are flipping out, and when you see people in London. Yeah. I mean, the whole fucking town of London is just full of people out there, out there parading up and down with the Union Jack and American flags for this guy. And I know at least 5 other countries it's happened. It's probably more than that by now. It's, I mean, you just...
Australia.
And another thing about it is that so far, thank God, you've noticed... a lot of people have said that, what's going to be the backlash, the repercussions? What are the MAGA people, the Trump supporters, going to do? You've noticed a great deal of restraint on Republican Trump supporters so far. There hasn't been any firing back yet, and I don't think there will be.
No, I beg to differ, Jake.
It really depends. It goes down.
Okay, or X. A lot of teachers. A lot of people lost their jobs over the freaking disgustingest videos. They were happy that Charlie Kirk got killed. They got fired the next day.
Good.
They got let go of their jobs.
You should. I mean, whether you like the man,
I would consider that.
It doesn't matter whether you agree with him.
There's a lot of that going on. People getting put on
to celebrate his being shot to death in front of his, family.
Yeah,
his family was in the tent directly behind him.
That little girl's going to remember that forever.
Well, probably not. Okay, because there are 3 and 1, the children. So unless she was an immediate direct witness to see the actual gunshot and all that, I don't think I think she'll be okay.
They said she knew something because she jumped down to go see her daddy when it happened. So she must have seen something.
Yeah,
and
she was aware of something. Yeah, that's for sure.
It's not going to matter anyway. She's going to see it on TV 100 million times between now and the time she's 20. It's hopefully it won't ghost her when she gets older. But Arnold Schwarzenegger came out and said he would pay for all the kids' college at school from now on until they're grown and out of college. He'd pay for everything. I forgot which one of the Trumps came out and said they would. So they're not playing around. I mean, this guy was seriously liked.
You said that at work too. Yeah, last night before everyone left, we all said, "Oh, we guarantee you that those kids are, if not Trump, those kids are taken care of the rest of their lives."
Last time I asked Siri how much he was worth around $12 million.
Oh yeah.
Who? Charlie Kirk?
Yeah, Charlie Kirk. Yeah.
Well, those kids didn't have to work.
It was a terrible tragedy, Sherry. Yeah, it was. It
was a cowardly thing, but now who is this kid?
Yeah,
22.
How many?
By the way,
it's not the chat. How many can people just laugh at that? How can they make silly, fucking ridiculous TikToks praising a man that he got shot? Why? What the fuck's wrong with our world?
Because there's a lot of sick fucks in the world.
Joe?
There's a lot of sick people. Yeah, absolutely. And I don't feel for the people having lost their jobs because of that. A
lot more are going to lose their jobs over it.
Probably so. It's happened before, but not probably in as large of a quantity as I think we're going to see here. Years ago, Jimmy the Greek, they were watching. He was a football play-by-play announcer. They were watching a game, and I think it was the Philadelphia Eagles. I don't know who they're playing, but they were talking about one of the black players on the Philadelphia Eagles who was one of the strongest runners in the league at that time, one of the fastest running backs out there. And one of the announcers goes, "Why is he so fast?" And Jimmy the Greek said, "Well, traditionally, historically, when this country had slaves, they would breed the strongest slaves with the strongest slaves to make stronger slaves, which is historically a correct thing." He didn't use any bad words, any racial slurs, and any of that kind of stuff. He didn't say anything negative in any way. He just said, "This is why, for the most part, black athletes tend to be stronger than white athletes because of what we did to them in the Civil War times or beyond." And he lost his job for that. And it was all he did was say something that was historically correct and true, and without any malice or any kind of racial slurs. Without
partially
anything.
True anyway.
In part way, but it wasn't wrong what he said, and they fired him for it. So it doesn't matter what you say. You can say something that is absolutely 100% correct, and if it doesn't fall under company guidelines, bye.
Well, some stuff you can't. When you work for a company, some things you can't.
You know what, Joe Fox?
It's what?
Joe Fox says
the world's not.
When it is
not yet.
Coming already. Of course, it's
now,
coming.
If they kill Trump, it'll be fucked. If they don't kill Trump, it'll be all right.
If something happens to Trump, then all
then you're gonna see fucked. Yeah, we'll probably end up World War III for sure.
Without question,
we'll be so angry as a nation.
Backlash will become third.
It will be a civil war. It'll be the Democrats being wiped out of existence. See, the Democrats don't understand where they are right now. They're in a very precarious. I mean, I was listening yesterday and today.
Very, very, very bad position.
So a lot of independents and a lot of Republicans are calling for the disbanding of the party because there's been so much corruption found.
I said this a few months ago.
So they want it. They're going to start pushing for this. Well, with a 15% nation approval rating, you can't really fight it. I mean, nobody, and it's worse than that for them. Even when they bump to 21, they still can't give them any money. After $1.5 billion in a loss in 3 months, everybody's kind of like, "Whoa, wait, we're not giving you any money. What do you think? We're fucking stupid?" So,
also, didn't under the administration, the Democratic administrations of Biden and or was it Obama. I don't remember which, but didn't one of their administrations lose like $214 trillion or something like that?
No, not trillion.
Money they could not find or account for?
Billion, probably, not trillion. National
okay, but still, a
trillion.
Tremendous sum of our money that they took from our paychecks.
It's I don't know. It's ridiculous what's going on in this country. Now you got Tulsi Gabbard, and she's out there going, she wants to put Obama in jail.
Yeah,
no, Krista, we're gonna be talking about Charlie in a little while. We're just kind of breaking on to. She is pissed. She's like,
yes, they're yelling for blood.
So she's at the third time doing the thing with Caroline and Caroline Levitt. She's a spokesperson for Trump, and so she's over there with her again, and the one of the, I think it was a NBC reporter goes, well, so what are you saying is that you think Obama should be in jail? She said, you damn right, that's what I'm saying. She said he committed treason, and the girl looked at it like, well, she said, that's awful big word. She said, that's the truth. I said, he tried to interfere with an incoming president. That is treason.
Well, I think not only, I think he did it more than once. I do believe.
Oh, I think he did too.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but isn't forcing Americans to purchase health care from a third party company, is that not against the law?
Yeah, it's unconstitutional. It's not supposed to happen. They're not supposed to tell us how we can buy insurance. When they told us we had to have it, you know, that right off the bat. But if they do the same with the car, but they always tell you the same thing.
That's at the state level, though.
But the feds are the ones that kind of push the car thing for the insurance companies. They're the ones that kind of said, you states can do it or we'll do it. Make up your minds. And the states just went ahead and did it because they've seen it as a way for a money grab. But
which I also think is unconstitutional. Yes,
it is unconstitutional. So a roadblocks, but they still do them. So anytime you get stopped in a roadblock by an officer and he asks you to see anything, he has just now broke your rights because he stopped you for no reason. And now he's asking you for identification when you haven't broke any laws or even look like you're breaking a law. You're just driving your car down the road. Now, you can actually fight him, and most of the time you will win the argument as long as you haven't been drinking or smoking.
Right. I was about to say, the thing is, especially if you've been sitting in a line, most of these road stops, it tends to, traffic backs up after a while. Yeah. So you've been sitting in this traffic, parked, really, maybe going 1 mile an hour every 5 minutes, and then they're going to want to ask you for your ID. You haven't done anything wrong. They can't. There's no possible way they could have seen you, observed you driving improperly because you've been sitting still for however long in that line. And so again,
what they like, but all these really are, and I told this to my son one time because he got mad about it. Well, it is money grab, but it's not really that though. It's so what they do is they're just looking to, if you're loaded, it's basically a DUI check is what it is.
Yes.
So as long as you don't smell like alcohol or weed, they don't even usually ask you for your ID or anything. They can't even ask you for your insurance because you haven't broken any laws, so you don't have to show them.
Well, now they can't ask you for weed because in many places it's legal. And there's really no way to test it by breathalyzer.
Well, see, that's the other problem that pissed off the cops down here.
Because coming from the dispensary, you're going to smell like it, unfortunately.
Well, no. If just because a person driving may not be a smoker, but maybe his wife or his kid or whoever's got the prescription, and
or like I said, you've just come from dispensary, you have a purchase, you haven't smoked any, you just have it in the car, legally purchased, and it smells in the car.
So now they have to be really careful. Now they did bust somebody just recently with 200 pounds coming in on an airport. His name was Sean Dexter, which kind of weirded me out.
Geez.
Yeah, I was like, Sean.
Not the famous host of Into the Night.
Oh, man. I was like, he'd be smuggling marijuana down here in Mississippi. But, I mean, these guys took it on an airplane and made it through like 2 different airports and then got busted down here with 200 pounds. And I'm like, dude, you could have bought that shit local.
That's right. It's down in freaking Mississippi. Can you believe it? From Deputy Dog and Sheriff Guhow.
It's a damn
Why did y'all get quiet on that? Come on.
No, because you broke up some. No, we didn't get quiet because of that. You broke up some.
I broke up.
Right. Yeah, so we were just trying to catch up with what you were saying.
Okay.
Coffee.
I wonder why I'm breaking up.
That was the only time you broke up. You hadn't broke up any time before that. Jenny Lee, no, the guy was a cool guy. I listened to him a few times. I didn't always agree with what he said, but I liked a lot of what he said. A lot of what he said, I was kind of like, well, you know, you mean his Christian point? I could care less. What I
liked about Charlie, what I liked about him is that he debated you, okay, but he let you talk. He never, ever, ever, you know, called you any type of name. He let you talk and he listened and he debated. And he got a lot of young kids out there, political work, you know. I saw on TikTok where a bus driver lady said all her high school kids on her bus, they talked about Charlie Kirk. And it was nothing bad. They were sad. They were upset. And they're pissed. I'm telling you, what happened to him
like 40 million people.
Cause a freaking war.
It's so now with this push, you know, let's get rid of my deputy dog. My stepdaughter, deputy dog. Anyway, enough about that. It's people. I mean, in general, I'm seeing a lot of people pissed. I'm seeing a lot of people hurt. I've watched a lot of different newscasts. I've seen a lot of people can't even get through the newscast without breaking down crying. It's hard. It's hard to think he's gone. He was definitely a voice for the right side. But what's that, Denise? Well, like I said, I didn't agree with everything he said. His stance on abortion and mine are definitely not the same. I do agree with him.
Against it 100%. Yeah.
I do agree with him on men's rights. We should have rights. If a woman can decide she wants to abort the baby, then the man should be able to decide he doesn't want the baby.
I was thinking about that today too. I mean, I think we both are in agreement on this. If both genetic contributors to the child in question for the abortion agree that there should be an abortion, then okay, that's the parent's choice. But if one side wants it and the other side doesn't, there has to be some sort of there has to be a way to, you know, appease both sides when there's a disagreement.
Well, some states want to have
it and the girl doesn't, you know, my body, my way, but
some states want to have a law saying that if someone's willing to take the baby, then it shouldn't be aborted. That would be equivalent to murder. So I
agree.
And there's always been the argument, if the guy punches you wife in the stomach and makes a miscarriage, is that murder? Because if you abort the baby, it's not murder, even if it's at the same term. But if the guy punches you, it is murder. But how can it be murder if the baby isn't actually a baby? So you can't have an argument both ways.
If that fetus has a heartbeat, it is a human being.
Yes.
Well, that's what some people say. But
as long as that fetus has a heartbeat.
But some people say it doesn't have a soul or a consciousness till later on. Now, I can tell you this.
I totally.
Well, I don't know, but I can tell you this. You know, because Linda was in her mid-30s when she had Joe, and which then was old. Today it's not old to have a baby though. But anyway,
my dad was 30 when I was born.
They were having lots of, you know, they did all kind of stuff just to make sure the baby was in good shape, ultrasounds and stuff, and they even did the thing where they go in with the scope and look around, and you know, I guess they just really wanted to make sure everything was in order. But the way when you see a baby like that, you know, inside like that, you're kind of like, okay, that looks like a baby. Even when it's only an inch long, it still kind of looks like a baby. So it's a hard argument. But then some people say the heartbeat's not enough. That just means that its blood is flowing and it's independent from its mother's blood supply. I mean, heartbeat, which I don't think that's true either. But still, is that true? I mean, that's an argument. It's not my argument. I can't argue that. I'm not God. How can I argue that? Science can't argue it because we don't know when the moment of the soul starts. Is it as soon as its conception? Is there a soul there? I mean, I can't make that call, and it's not my call to make. You know, it's just like the old Pope said. 100%. Yeah, it's not our call to make. So if somebody, you know, but now when it comes to the point that you're with a woman and she don't want your kid and you do, and you're willing to pay for everything and take care of everything and let the woman go away without any child support or anything, I think the courts may want to start ruling in the man's favor, even though it is the woman's body, because the argument doesn't really work anymore. Because, okay, yes, it's my body for 8 months. That's right. But once you leave, that's it. Now it's the old man's body until the kid puts him in the grave 50 years later, hopefully. I mean, it's a lot of stress raising a kid with a spouse. Without one, it's even more stress.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking, yeah, you're saying that about your body for 8 months, but I don't think that's a good argument anymore. Because once you have to raise a child, raising kids is not a fucking easy thing to do. Especially in today's world. It's not. If it was, I'd have had like 25 of them.
The good parents realize that the moment they're pregnant, that their lives as they were are now changed. They're over. It is no longer, you cannot go out partying, every Friday, Saturday, Sunday night, and then go back to work Monday, Friday, whatever, and do it all over again. Your time now on the earth is to make that child the best human being it can be. Going on with the same mentality of being a child and wanting to party the whole time, even though the child is on the way, and you keep doing that, that is what breeds criminal type of activities with your entire family. I mean, it's a pattern we see all over the planet. People just don't realize, once that kid is coming, your life is over. That child should be number one, not you, that kid. Period. That's the way it should be.
You're welcome. Hey, Jay, I sent you a song for first break.
Okay, Joe had something actually he wanted to play for Charlie.
We can wait till we got 2 more breaks, so we can wait till the next break to play. It's so you can play what Sean sent you.
Okay. Oh, hey, that's a good one, Sean. Yeah.
It's
yeah. That's how I feel. Oh yeah, but he was such a good dude, man. He really was. And
definitely.
I don't know what you think about Candace, but she had like a 10-minute thing on her TikTok platform.
Yeah, they were pretty close. I didn't realize that.
Yeah, they were very close. Yes. But who said it? I forget who I was listening to. I think that officer guy. He said that kid went to college and he got indoctrinized. And he only lasted one semester there, and he got indoctrinized, came back home, started acting like a knucklehead, and talking politics and getting angry at his parents and stuff like that. You know what I mean? So it's like, I blame the colleges on this situation too, dude. I blame the universities and the teachers that teach us shit.
I think it starts even sooner than that. When I was in college in Savannah in the 90s, they had a survey where they did it was on the high school level, and it was I think it was a company out of Atlanta, Georgia, that did the survey or study, and they found that the best schools were the better states: California, Maryland, Pennsylvania, the big most populous states. But Georgia, South Carolina, and North Carolina are fairly populous states. They have a lot of people living there. The problem was with their education systems were terrible. And in order from the worst to the least worst was North Carolina, South Carolina, Georgia. And they were discovering that children graduating high school in the Atlanta region were unable to find their country on a map. They were unable to find their state within their country. They were unable to find their capital cities within their map of their state. Graduating high school like this, unable to read, unable to do simple, regular mathematics. They were sending these kids to colleges without these basic skills that you can't go through college without. Period.
Exactly.
When you go to college, if you don't have basic math, they're not going to reteach you basic math and then force you to go and take algebra and or calculus. You're screwed. The only class that you will retake in any educational system is English. You will learn English in your grade school years 1 through 9. Boom. Then you will go through your middle school years 9 through 10, and bam, you'll learn English again. Then we'll start you back from the beginning. And we've done this our entire educational history. Then you go to high school, grades 9, 10, 11, 12 and whatnot. And then bam, you get another reset on English language. Then you go to college, and in the first year of college, you have to take, guess what? English 101, and it's another reset, and you start from the beginning. Why? Because we're freaking stupid. That's why we have to relearn our native language each segment of our educational system. We're the dumbest people on the planet. How we've become the most powerful country is only because of our technologies.
Yes, but you can't be the dumbest people that have the best technologies.
That's going to say that.
Moron, my friend.
Sherry says, I don't know if I believe it was that guy. I think it was way above him. I agree. I'm on that side of the fence too, Sherry. I'm on that. Who knows who it does? And I mean, but you look at it like this, okay? If they don't want you to talk, they're going to kill you. And that's what it boils down to.
PPTB, the powers that be. If they don't want you to get away with anything, they will stop you. They did it to Taft. They did it to Grant. They did it to Lincoln. And they did it to Kennedy. And they'll do it to Trump if he tries to mess with their ability to make and or control our country's money.
Jackson, he used a 30-06 bolt action. Probably, I had a 30-06 Ruger bolt action, one of my favorite all-time.
Can that hit? I was going to ask you guys this question, so you're all into guns. Is that possible for that gun to hit
for an odd 6? Oh God, yes.
Oh hell yeah!
We can go much further than that. That's like a snapshot for a 30-06. That's not even a skilled shot. It's such a powerful rifle that
the effective range probably is out. Maybe where it's least effective would be after a half a mile, but you can hit stuff within that half mile or less if you're good. You have to have really.
You can hit a bullseye at a mile, but you got to understand arc and wind and all sorts of wonderful stuff.
And
because most people don't know when
it is effective.
Yeah. So with a 180 grain head, it doesn't matter. It's going to kill you no matter what. But it's probably what this guy was using. So because odd 6 comes in a lot of different rounds, and they got military rounds for it as well. But my preferred deer round, I'd shoot an average shot was probably around 250 yards with a 180 grain head, which I knew was going to tumble. So if you're shooting at its head, you better aim a little higher, maybe a foot, maybe 18 inches or so above its head, so it actually whacks the deer in the head. Or if not, it's going to go either below its neck or hit it in the chest. And that's what a lot of people think would happen with this kid, because a lot of people say, man, that's a damn good shot. He shot him in the neck. But if he was aiming for his head, because it was 200 yards, you might have got a 6 or 8 inch drop. And
plus, he may have also put too much finger pad on the trigger. When we were talking about it, I said that it looked to me like it's probably a 30-06, because just the amount of blood that came out of the wound after it hit him it's a hunting round. There's no question that it's designed to open up a lot of a big wound and take the creature down and make it bleed out quick. But the bullet is about the size of my pinky from here to there. This part of my pinky. That's how long the projectile is. It's a very, very long bullet, and
how in the hell can they How in the hell can they engrave that on the shell, Jay?
It's not on the shell. It's on
the casing. The gunpowder casing. That's where it's at. The bullet fits in the casing, so you actually got a little pad on the bottom.
That's what he wrote on.
Okay.
Yeah. So he right on the bullet itself, he just etched it into the brass bullet. It's all he did.
And two reasons were why he would have hit the neck. If he was aiming at the head and he put too much finger pad on it, and he was right-handed, if you put too much finger on the trigger and pulled, it's going to make the gun come down and to the right. If he was left-handed and he put too little finger on the trigger, he would do the same thing, pull it down and to the left, where he would hit the guy in the same position. But it's probably he was only within 100. What did they say? 180 yards. I'm saying probably it was a finger, too much finger on the trigger, not windage, because at that rate,
and he might have been shooting to the neck. I guess we'll know when the kid says it. It's not a hard shot for an odd 6.
So he may have been aiming for the head and too much trigger.
And they said he was using a scope, so I don't know. Odd 6 at a scope at 170 yards. That's fucking Chihuahua could shoot somebody.
Yeah, he's not having a lot of bullet drift and not a lot of droppage on that.
And I mean, we don't know how much powder, what kind of bullets he was using. But
did he have a 250 grain casing? Did he have a 260 grain casing? We don't know.
Really scary about that? I'll tell you what was scary about that. He was sitting in that chair, and he just didn't look like himself, like he knew it was coming. Something was coming because he kept looking over.
Also, he was talking about that just a few moments prior to that.
Pops.
Apparently, he had already said something about that moments before. And
the guy might have been listening.
Someone said he was wearing a bulletproof vest. It looks to me like he's just wearing a T-shirt.
Well, no, he had been wearing one. He wasn't wearing it. It wouldn't matter if he was wearing one or not.
If it hit him there, no, it wouldn't matter. The protection stops about right here.
Now, I've seen some weird hanky videos people have sent me that look kind of weird. So I'm waiting to see if all of that to pan out. And we haven't really heard anything about this kid other than his mom let him dress up for Halloween, I guess, in Trump's first term. And they were hanging Trump or something, choking him or strangling him or something. Yeah, so it sounds like he comes from an effed up family. And I didn't read that. Yeah,
he's also a college dropout. He got a scholarship, and then one semester in, he's out, and he lives in his parents' basement apparently now.
Driving a nice little Charger.
He got indoctrinated.
Buster.
He got stoned playing on the internet and listened to too much bullshit. Pardon my French, and he started thinking wrong.
But he learned that in college. I have no doubt in my mind.
No, I don't think so. I don't think so, Sean.
I think he got it. I think he got it from his parents.
Or he got it from the internet. He didn't get it from college. He was only there for like 3 months, and he quit.
If you had a kid, and it was Halloween, and you're going to let him dress up like he's choking out the president of the United States. I mean, hey Amelia. You got to wonder, man. Most normal parents aren't going to let you go out and do
Amelia. That. Thank you, Amelia.
I like that new dress. Woohoo! Yeah. Anyway, moving on.
Right.
It's just sad to start off with. I mean, it just is. You can't. It's hard to get around it, and it's hard to realize how many people this has affected. It's hard to realize how many people are going to be upset, how long they're going to be upset for, what. If they want retribution, because one of the first things I saw on the internet today, oh look, it was one of your guys. Meaning what? That he was white. What does that mean? And then the guy's like, no, see, he was a mega guy. No, he's not a mega guy. Obviously, he don't like Trump. He don't like Kirk, so he's not mega. And judging from some of the stuff that they say is on his mom's Facebook page, she sounds pretty liberal. And they said on his page before they took it down, it said he was a Democrat. And then somebody checked with the DNC, and they said he was registered but had never voted.
No, they did, but they said that he had registered as an independent. I think it's a lie.
But well, I said, so I'm saying in the beginning, that's what they were saying. They said he was a registered Democrat. And listening to some of the stuff that they said they were arguing about, he sounds like
so true, Amelia. So true.
Yeah.
So true, Amelia.
The kid definitely has mental problems. There's no question.
But you know what, Amelia? And I'm going to speak from my heart. I'm going to speak from my heart here, Amelia. He might be gone body-wise, but you know as well as I know, okay, that his spirit lives on. And with him being gone, he just started like 20,000 more Charlie Kirks is what he did. Okay. You know, so I like Joe was saying at the beginning of the show, I really believe there's no longer going to be a Democratic Party.
Yeah,
that's what they're talking about.
I agree with you on that, and I also agree that
I believe that.
This has done nothing for nothing against his movement. His group. He's got millions of people that follow him. There's, he's got merch that he throws out to the crowd, like hats and shirts and stuff, while he's talking to people. His wife said that's not going to end. It's going to get bigger and stronger. And I'll bet you $5 if she takes it and runs with it, because she's now in charge.
It is going to be. I mean,
she's got $12 million
$5 to spend. Dude, I'll bet you a cup of coffee on that.
Got more than that.
I'll bet you a cup of coffee.
She's got more than that. That's what he was worth. That's not what the foundation worth. Turning Point.
Yeah.
And
there you go.
Bet your ass,
Amelia, you're right.
Well, but will they keep going to church?
Amelia, you're right. A lot of
we're gonna have to see what happens with this kid. No riots yet.
Yeah.
I don't know how
if
willing
any riots.
Here's my theory.
If any do occur, it's going to be the Democrats causing it.
Well, I don't know. I'm not sure if the Republican people just want to forgive and forget. I just they've been doing that a lot lately.
Well, I think if there isn't any real push or movement to actually break the Democratic Party up into two new parties and give us three, because we have three political views: extreme right, extreme left, and dead center. Most of the country are in that dead center area.
I say we go to Elon Musk and say, look, give us $1 billion. Let us start the new centrist party. There's a bunch of Republicans would join. There's a bunch of damn Republicans
of Democrats
right now. Yeah, they would join. So, and after a while, and that's how it should be anyway. You should have a central party that the right and left serve. So the central party should always be 51 to 55% of the vote, always, no matter what. And then the only way things can get done is on one, if they need like abortion, they would go left. Or if they needed something else, they'd go right. And that way the country would get served what it should be served for.
Yeah, we were talking about that.
Never gets served.
They did. Yes.
Yeah. Oops.
Yes,
sorry.
they did, Amelia.
And they're losing more and more. There's about a half a dozen that are on leave right now, and and from different companies around the planet. People are getting just tossed. I'm just surprised at the outcry around the world.
Here's what's crazy about the one. She actually wore her the company she worked for was actually wearing the logo of her company on her shirt when she did this bullshit about Charlie.
Who was?
Wore the logo.
Who?
This one TikToker who lost her job.
Oh.
She was, I don't know who the girl's name was. She was a TikToker, and she did one of them, Charlie Happy He's Dead, and she was actually wearing the logo of the company she was working with.
And she lost her job? Yeah, well, you know
TikTok.
what? I have no sympathy for a moron like that. You know, if you're welcome to your opinion, but if you spout over social media when everyone can see it and you say, ha ha, so and so, something happened, and it's wrong, like saying that about Charlie, about anybody, you're welcome to your opinion about that. But if you say that on a public forum and you lose your job, well, you know what? Ha ha, that's on you, asshole. You know, I don't give two shits about you. That's your problem.
Of course. And then Jay, they come back on after they lose their job and they're bawling their eyes out. I lost my job. I was surprised I lost my job. Well, come on,
Jesus
bitch.
Christ! I wouldn't want to work with that person.
Wrong.
Yeah, that's a pretty toxic group.
Think that company,
we got to go to break here though.
You think that damn company's going to keep you on?
Well, in the old days they would have though. Think about it, Sean. When Biden and Obama was the president, nobody would have cared. They would have said, "Oh yeah, leave him on." They would have thought it was funny, and a lot of Democrats thought it was funny, like when they tried to get the moment of silence in the House, and they wouldn't shut up. I mean, it was. I don't know. I mean, that's just chicken shit all the way around. It's like when they wouldn't stand for the kid. I mean, sometimes the Democrats pick the wrong thing.
Yeah, it is.
Well, I mean, the asking for a moment of silence and them screaming and yelling and interfering with that is.
Well, I got a clip. I'm going to play it after a while, but no, Jenny, I got quite a few clips.
I do believe that was Jasmine Crockett. I believe that was Jasmine Crockett said that.
It might have been Jasmine. She's a loudmouth, but she out of a job anyway. Her and Al Green, man, they out of a job now. I don't know what they gonna do, man. Yeah. Her accent, that shit cracks me. I've heard her actually talk, because of where she's from in St. Louis, and she just sounds like some sweet little girl, hard working, going to school, doing the right thing, and then all of a sudden you hear in Texas, she sounds like she's been living in a ghetto for 30 years. You're like, okay, girl, come on. But now
it sounds like what we need to bring back, since the political correctness is out the window and we can say what we want anymore. I think we need to bring back that old trumpet. Wah, 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 wah. You know that they always play that on the old game shows when you lost or messed up. They would play that trumpet to you. It became politically incorrect. We need to bring that back. That sound effect.
See, you let Jay around that shit and see what happens to him, man. I don't know what we're gonna do with him. Yeah, Carolyn, no, we're gonna we got some clips we're gonna be playing too, but we're gonna be talking a little bit more about Charlie Kirk. We're also gonna be talking about the transvestite who went ape shit in the Catholic school, and we talked a little bit at the beginning of the show. We're gonna touch on it a little bit more. We're also gonna talk about the horrific stabbing on the bus. I mean, really?
Oh,
some little white girl.
Oh my God!
And you notice, so they went ape shit over George Floyd.
And there's no repercussion over this at all. Yeah,
and nobody's even saying anything over this poor little girl being killed. Now she's a grown woman. I mean, they got pictures of her dressed well, kind of sexy looking, but she was working. I think she was on her way home from work. She was just a woman from the Ukraine taking a bus somewhere.
Yeah.
And the guy just pulled out the knife, stuck in her neck a couple of times, and walked off the bus with the knife still dripping. And and no one's outraged about it.
And he said, "I got me that white girl." And he said, "quote unquote, I got me a white girl."
Well, he got her, all right. And when I told somebody in the beginning, it looked like it might have been one of them gang things where you got to kill somebody to get your gang.
You have to do a specific thing to get into it. Yeah.
Yes, but he going to prison. But his mom and him say he's schizoid, nutsoid.
Right.
She said she threw him out the house because he quit taking his meds. Without his meds, he was nuts. So I mean, you got that going on, and then the day that poor Charlie gets killed, there's a shooting at a Denver school. What is Denver and schools and movie places getting shot up? I don't know, Denver. I thought you were supposed to be like Mountain High, peace, sweet state. Y'all are violent, man. Jesus. How many schools? I think it's like 4 school shootings now, and they killed the people at the movie that day. They just seem to have their issues. Where I live, there's been no school shootings where I live. Sorry, nah. Oh, there's been school shootings in the South. That's not what I'm saying. But not where I live, no. Because these people don't want to shoot anybody. They like each other. When you live in places like I do, people like each other. Well, most people like each other. And yes, I do keep a gun. Whoever put that smart ass comment in on my Pal Talk. Yes, I keep a gun for smart ass people like you. Yes, that's why I keep it. And my friend Amelia says I should always carry Martha everywhere I go. So, she's a good cook, so I might as well take her advice on guns too.
It'd be nice if she could make this.
I lived in Georgia, Joe, for quite a few years after college. I had a concealed carry permit, and my gun doesn't have a name, but I always carried my Beretta 9mm.
So if it doesn't have a name, that's like having a wife without a name, man. What kind of weirdo are you?
I didn't go to the military, dude. And it's a wrench.
So my guns got named from when I used to go hunting. They all got different names.
I never hunted, dude.
But now Martha, though,
I didn't grow up in gun
gets
culture,
but Martha gets her name from Eureka, from the TV series Eureka. That's where she gets her name from.
Whatever red tape and necessary.
You never watched Eureka?
Go through to do it. Amelia, do try so. I recommend it, especially nowadays.
No, you're in Canada. I don't know if they're gonna let you carry anything but an apple pie, man. I don't think they're gonna let you carry much. They're funny. I mean, you're in your neck of the woods, man. And they were trying to start the gun debate today, but nobody's buying into it.
Yeah,
everybody's like, no, we're not believing it. And then some guy got fired from the New York Police Department because he said he lived by the bullet, died by the bullet. And they guess what? You got fired by the bullet.
Yeah, you can
you're now fired. But just 18 months ago, this would have been acceptable behavior. The media would have been behind all the badness, because he was a bad, evil conservative. But now that they're in power, it's hard to be like that. And I don't think anybody I don't even think the Democrats had an idea how well liked this guy is, or was, I should say. And I don't know if his legacy is just going to go away. So,
well, yeah, it's definitely for the better part of the rest of this year that you're going to hear nothing but Charlie Kirk. It's going to be like it's going to be like watching the Brady Bunch. Marsha. Only it's going to be Charlie, all the rest of the year.
Well, maybe we'll see how it works out.
I bet you we're going to hear about it for a while.
But go ahead, play about 5 or 6 promos, and then drop in the song. And,
song's ready. Where media assets? There we go.
Okay, I'm not going to sing. I might go insane.
Oh, that great. All right, I'm going to start down there. All right, we're going to do break now. All right, I'm going to get my face off of here so I don't look silly.
Hi, and welcome everyone to Ethereal Encounters Unveiled. Today we are broadcasting live on the United Public Radio Network and the UFO Paranormal Radio Network, 105.3 on the Gulf Coast and 107.7 FM in beautiful New Orleans.
The Power Agency is built for those who move like predators, decide like weapons, and execute like their life depends on it. You're either fully in, or you're invisible.
If you have a paranormal experience that you would like to discuss on the show, please email us at paranormal.insight.podcast@gmail.com. That's paranormal.insight.podcast@gmail.com.
Welcome to Paratruth.
The Church of Mavis Radio Show, Friday nights at 8 p.m., 7 Central, starring Jeffrey Pritchett with his co-hosts Wham and Jay McNicholas, right here on the United Paranormal Radio Network, UPRN 107.7 FM, New Orleans.
Hello, students. School has begun. The summer is over. I am in command. What was that? For that little outburst, each and every one of you will spend 3 hours in detention today, immediately after school, in the basement. What do you think you're doing? Twisted Sister. What kind of a man desecrates a defenseless textbook? I've got a good mind to slap your fat face. You are destroying your life with that garbage. All right, Mr. Sister, I want you to tell me, no, better yet, stand up and tell the class, what do you want to do with your life? I want to rock.
It's supposed to be a different song.
I want to
Yeah. What happened?
I don't know. Hang on.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sorry.
The other one.
Wavy perforations taste so much
there.
better. Charmin Ultra Soft Tear.
Suffering from bad service management? Jira Service Management from Atlassian. AI-powered support for your...
There it is.
Carrots, please.
Maggie, excuse, please.
Yes, dear.
Actually, you know what? I got a song I got from stole off the list that Amelia sent me the other day. What did I do with that?
What is that? I know what that is. That's music.
Douglas, see, please. He's just a child.
Don't Douglas see me.
Douglas C. Niedermeyer.
All right, mister, what do you think you're doing? You call this a room? This is a pigsty. I want you to straighten up this area now. You are a disgusting slob. Stand up straight. Tuck in that shirt. Adjust that belt buckle. Tie those shoes. Twisted sister. What is that? Wipe that smile off your face. Do you understand? What is that? A twisted sister pin on your uniform? What kind of a man are you? You're worthless and weak. You do nothing. You are nothing. You sit in here all day and play that sick, repulsive, electric twanger. I carried an M16 and you carry that guitar. Who are you? Where do you come from? Are you listening to me? What do you want to do with your life?
Nothing.
I want to rock.
Alia.
Theme song.
We've got the right to choose it. There ain't no way we'll lose it. This is our life. This is our song. We'll fight the powers that be just. Don't pick our destiny, cause you don't know us. You don't belong. We don't
Is this like blow some shit up? What the hell's going on here? It's
Twisted Sister.
A twisted what? Twisted who?
Thank you, Jay, for playing that.
What's a twisted man? Y'all are on crack. I can't leave y'all together no more. That's it.
Hey, Amelia says nobody likes Zeppelin. Amelia, we played Zeppelin at the beginning, and I don't think you would have known that song.
Yes. Actually, Amelia, I'm looking for a song you sent me.
There it is.
It was oh man, I just found it today as a song you sent me. I don't know if it was in the email or if it was in
that's very true about wasp spray, Amelia, but in America on the bottle of wasp spray, and it does shoot up to 27 feet away in a jet stream. It does work when it hits in the eyes. But on the back of the bottle of the can, it says it is a federal law to use it in a manner inconsistent with the product's labeling. So to take a can that says wasp spray and use it as a self-defense deterrent, as in like a mace or anything like that, technically in America, if I were to do that, I could be arrested.
Wait, what? I missed something in this conversation. Obviously,
she put up a thing about wasp spray, using it as the same as pepper spray, and I agree with her. It is an effective device, especially if you hit someone in their eyes, it's going to burn like a son of a bitch. But
yeah, if you got a cigarette
on the back of the wasp spray on the labeling, it says that it's illegal to use it in a manner inconsistent with its labeling. So using wasp spray on someone as a pepper spray, technically, you can go to whatever kind of court they have to send you to for that, but you're going to pay a fine or go to jail or something. There's a federal crime behind that. But in most cases, you probably get away with it.
Anyway, back to what we were talking about before we get all sidetracked and stuff. It's so, you know, I've been watching the Pal Talk people going by and a couple of stuff on the Messenger and stuff that's coming on the different TikTok feeds and shit, and there's a lot of unhappy people. They're wanting some kind of penance.
Trump is calling for the death penalty.
Yeah, I'm not talking about that. The guy's gonna get a death penalty no matter what. I mean,
even if he doesn't get the death penalty, if he goes to jail and not to like a
Utah has a death penalty. I checked earlier.
He's gonna die. He won't survive in prison.
They it's weird. So what is he? The only weird family in all of Utah? Well, no, Jimmy. They're definitely not Republicans. I don't know how they're going to say it.
Isn't Utah mostly Mormon?
Huh?
Isn't Utah mostly Mormon?
Yeah, but it's mostly conservative Republican. So I think Trump won state for like 45% or something.
Like you're able to have more than one wife.
You know, I've been to I don't think that actually works anymore. But anyway, I've been to Utah. I can't tell you how many times, probably a dozen or so times now. And I think only twice I met a Mormon. It was very strange. And then we stayed at this hotel where everybody was dressed like Mormons, and they were all hush hush. They might have been Mormons, as far as I know, They're all hush, quiet. And me and the other Joe were giving them shit because, it was the thing to do. I was doing a lecture giving a lecture on UFOs actually, and it was kind of. And in the window, I had a big sign, a big UFO sign. But hey, the Mormons believe in outer space, so I mean, really.
Well, isn't that where they think they got those golden tablets are from outer space? Isn't that what they think?
They definitely think there's another world out there that they belong on.
It's a strange religion. I mean, just think about it. Their Bible is based on fictional golden tablets that had some sort of writing on it that no one has ever seen or produced ever since it was founded by the guy.
You mean like them 10 Commandments?
But yeah, almost exactly like that exact same. But that was a rock document allegedly. But the powder of it, or the pulverized bits of it, were put in the Ark of the Covenant, and then it allegedly turned to sand.
I wonder a lot of times about the 10 Commandments. I was thinking that's one of those things: do as I say, not as I do. Because angels wasn't exactly without sin themselves. So, well, yes, the daughter of men, people. You remember the daughter of men? The angels besought the daughter of men. Perverts. It's probably where pedophilia came from. Well, no, Jimmy. I mean, when you go backwards and you look and you're like, okay, well, no, because religion tells you one thing but acts in a different accord. And they tell you to believe in fictitious people that you don't know existed or not, with the exception of some that we've taken the time to prove to people they actually really
deep
exist.
dive on, yeah.
But in general, they want you to believe in stuff that there's no way to prove it, no way to understand it. You have to take people on faith. And look at some of the older societies that are 2,000, 3,000, 5,000 years old.
Mm-hmm.
Has their religious beliefs changed? Well, in some aspects, and some of them they have. In China and Japan, they've definitely changed in some ways. The world modernizes, it forces us to change. And besides, according to Monsignor Balducci, the extraterrestrials are closer to God than we are. And that still blows my mind.
Mm-hmm.
I can't believe someone officially worked for the church said that. I was just like, and I'm
what
not
did they say?
no less. He said that the Vatican's take on extraterrestrials, that they were closer to God than we are, much closer, is how he said.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And so I had a translator for that. Piola Harris was translating because my Italian is like about garbage.
Yeah, I can pencil pick a few words out. That's about it.
So, but I mean, anyway, what do you mean? What's it got to do? Oh, sorry, you just jumped subjects on me. Yeah, that is true. Real quick, I'll talk about it real fast. So, on one of Charlie Kirk's flights, at around 40,000 feet, they saw what appeared to be a UFO of extraterrestrial origin. It's on my
it's been
Facebook
uploaded
page.
probably then.
It is. No, I played it earlier today. It's on my Facebook page. Yeah, it's over there on one of the things. It's a bunch of stuff on a Facebook page, but I'm gonna have to do it old school because for some reason this computer don't want me to open up my Facebook in Google. It wants me to open it up in, well, Microsoft. And StreamYard's not a big Microsoft fan, so no, you can't do it that way. I wish you could actually do it that way. Anyway, so I haven't even heard what the Denver thing was over. I had to go look it up. I'm like, okay, what happened in Denver? Who got killed? What was going on? What caused it? I mean, there's been such an overshadow of the Charlie Kirk that it's just kind of been taken off into the dust. Same thing with the guy who stabbed a girl in the neck. If Charlie Kirk wouldn't have got killed, that would still be prime time news.
I didn't even hear about it until today anyway. I mean, that's Charlie Kirk took it over right away. I mean, when did the lady get stabbed?
How long 2 nights ago? Was it Wednesday night, I think? Or
oh, geez.
It was he just stood up and stabbed her in the neck, just and walked away. Nobody even got up out of their chairs.
No, I don't think they realized he did it, dude.
Not at first, they didn't. And then there was another event a couple days later where some guy dressed up the same way this guy was, stood up behind a white girl, like looked kind of like this girl, and made some noise and got in her face and then walked by her. But they actually had security on that bus. That's I guess they started putting security on the buses after that. Copycat her. Maybe
she was stabbed on a train, not a bus, but still public transit.
Yeah. No, it's like a subway train. That's what he's talking about. Yeah.
Yeah, the tram. I just this world's really pissing me off, Joe.
Well,
it really is.
So we're killing kids in school and killing leaders for the youth. I don't know. And they call Republicans fascists. I'm thinking, man, I need to go look in the mirror.
Can you please give me the definition of fascist, Joe? I don't know what that is.
Hitler is the best definition of fascist. And fascism is a sneaky thing. So it starts off kind of like a democracy, and and it just slowly moves into like a socialist phase where they start taking over everything. Just a little bit at a time, and nothing initially that's too bad until all of a sudden, before you know it, there's troops in all the cities, and all the major parts of the country are run by the government. So it's not like a republic or a democracy, because in a democracy or a republic, you believe in free enterprise. In fascism, you don't. You control all the enterprise, everything. That way, it's you get what you want when you want it. You have all control of all the money and everything else and all the people. And the bad part isn't.
That's why Hitler was able to get the Volkswagen and other companies through. He just took over every business he needed to take.
He had a grand plan for him. It's why the Autobahn got built. I mean, they built a lot of great subway systems. They did a lot of stuff, but he was a madman, and he was going to cleanse the planet of the Jews. So the persecuted people. What do you mean, Jack? Why he wanted to kill the Jews? Because he didn't like them. He blamed the Jews for stealing the wealth of Germany. Yes, that's actually a real thing. You can look it up for yourself. One of the reasons, anyway. Plus, I think he felt the need to have something to experiment on. There was a lot of experiments carried out on the Jews, and there was a lot of them done on twins. Yes. I don't know. He had some idea in his head about something. He was looking for something. He was looking for something through the human consciousness. He was looking through something for some things that were hidden in the Middle East. He was constantly in Africa. He was constantly looking for something. He knew there was power elements out there. He just didn't know where they were or how to find them. And some people think he might have found one or two here and there. I mean, after all, Germany's not all that big of a country to take on the whole effing planet. I mean, you know what size kahunas you have to take on Russia and the United States? I mean, shit. Well, if the U.S. wouldn't have got involved, Germany may have not have turned on Russia. And then they would have just divided everything else. Or Germany would have took England, because they'd have just V-bombed it out of existence. And then they would have probably started doing the same thing to Moscow, and then they would have took Russia as well. And then eventually, because they controlled all that territory, they would have took Europe, and then today would just be one big German nation. But because of that, the U.S. would have probably been forced to take the Americas and make it one big country. It would definitely be a different world today, that's for sure. And somewhere in some dimension, there is one like that. There's one where Jay's the king. I know. I'm glad.
Who, Jay?
Yeah, I'm glad.
Jay, a king?
I would be a good and just king. Hey, I own a castle in
Scotland.
No,
man. Dude, if you were a king, you'd just take on the world. You'd be like little Napoleon, dude. You'd be just like, give me that.
Oh, no, I'm much taller than Napoleon ever was.
I don't give a shit. You'll have that Napoleon factor. I'm going to go and freaking kill every nation I can, you know?
No. You only use your guns and bullets.
Yeah, he probably played that. What was that Battlefield game back when he was a kid? Oh, what was that game?
Risk.
We had Risk, we had Stratego, we had Axis and Allies.
He played all that shit, man.
Yeah, I played Axis and Allies. I'm very good with the Germans. Yeah, I'm very hard to beat if I play Germany.
What do you mean? What games did I play? I just played games. Whatever I felt like playing. Yes, I was very competitive. That's why I tried to stay away from things. The truth. So I'll tell you a little story. I learned how to play chess in a really weird way. So I kind of dabbled around with it when I was in the Navy, but I didn't really have the time. So when I got out, I was working nights while I was going to get my bachelor's. And a friend of mine who was at the time ranked 150th best chess player on the planet said, let me teach you how to play. I said, dude, I got a chessboard. He said, no, he said, go get a piece of paper. So I got a piece of paper and I drew the lines on it and made everything it was. And I had to cut out little pieces of other paper. And I learned how to play at night like that with him, how to play chess. Well, I finally actually beat him a game. It took like a year and a half. I could even beat his ass. And I didn't realize how good I had gotten until we went to a tournament at one of the clubs. And we were the last two left. I was like, damn, man, you've been teaching me good. I was like, but last time I played, I think I was ranked somewhere around 1100th or something.
I never got ranked, but I played in college.
Well, there's a couple of websites now. If you go play there regularly, they'll rank you. No.
Well, I got lucky. My mom, when I was in high school, like 12th grade for Christmas one year, I got at that point the leading chess. It was an electronic chessboard with magnetic pieces, and you played AI, and it was the chess program was designed by that kid that won. I forget his name, Billy something or other. But I've had it since the 80s. I haven't never beaten level 1. And what you had to do is you had to push down on the computer side the piece it wanted to move. It would tell you which piece. So you push it down, then it would tell you it would tell you which square to put it on. Then you have to push down on that square so the computer knew where that piece was. It was a weird thing, but that taught me how to play. And in college one time, I had this little box that had like backgammon and chess and checkers and all these other games in it. And we were drunk sitting at my roommate's room or friend's room. And I just played the first guy 7 or 8 moves. I checkmated him. The second guy, like 5 or 6 moves, I checkmated him. The third guy, I checkmated in 4 moves. And the fourth guy was like, oh, thank you. I was like, dude, I'm drunk. Let's play. And I went through 3 guys like in 5 minutes.
Yeah, well, chess is an interesting game. It's
yeah.
But that's why the pros all play with
playing out there now.
They play with the timer, because if not, man, you can
2
make
minutes.
Games go on forever.
Some
do 2, some do 5. I was watching some guys the other day do 10. That was like old timers. And then I used to play with actually after a while I got to play with a couple of people. I'd have a couple of games go in different places. And Yahoo had this Yahoo tournament thing for chess I would play in sometimes. I like to play it, but you know what? I played a lot of backgammon too. I liked backgammon. For some reason, I really liked backgammon. And I was really good at it. I won quite a bit of money playing backgammon. It's but backgammon is as much skill, as much luck as it is skill. I mean, if you're rolling good and you know the board, you can win easily. But if some guy comes up and rolls 6 6 6 5 4 in a row, there's not much you can do about that. You can just go, oh well, I just got my ass kicked. I used to like to go to a couple.
Let me ask you guys this question. I have a question to ask you guys. What do you think about these drones going into Poland?
Now that is very provocative, Sean. Very, very provocative.
It's in the news, dude.
It's not. I know it is. It's not an accident either. Trump's like, oh, maybe it's an accident. Yeah, bullshit. There's like 25 drones, and NATO actually launched and I don't know how many, but they launched, I think, F-16s to intercept and shoot them down. And the ones they didn't shoot down either ran out of fuel or ran out of range and crashed into the Polish countryside.
Well, so what you had is you had two types of drones. One was actually a drone that actually did destruction, but the majority of them weren't actual drones. They were they were deceptive. They were just cheap copies that they used to distract you or to go after them. And then some of them actually turned back and went back to the Ukraine. I forgot how many they said. I was listening to some stupid NATO general talk about it this afternoon. He was like, yes, and for some reason, some of them turned around, some of them ran out of gas, some just fell out the sky, and some were shot down. He said, and that's how they found out that some of them weren't carrying weapons. They were just decoys. Russia swears that they were headed
deliberately. Do you think he did that
Putin says they were headed for the Ukraine. They just got off course. They were headed for the Ukraine. He said none of them blew up anything. The only one that did any damage is it fell out the sky, and they're saying it was shot down. So nothing else landed on anything. Just fell out the sky.
So from what I'm seeing and what I'm hearing from you guys and from what I heard from the news, that is saying Putin's trying to start something with Ukraine to get us into the war because it's NATO.
Oh, you mean start something with Poland? Well, no. See, Trump said this just the other day. He said, so if you notice when they were listing the troops to deploy into Poland, they're deploying a back group to Poland for extra support. Not one of the people in there are American. So Trump had asked, when he went, and people see the news media don't like to talk about this, but when Trump went over there, he asked for a couple things. Number one, he asked for more spending for NATO through the next 10 years, next 7 years actually. So he wanted all that not even 7, it's 5. Anyway, for the next 5 years, he wants to increase spending by 5% across every country in NATO. But he also talked to Europe about, look, you need to develop your own military and we should be your backup. So in other words, you should take care of things that goes on in Europe and in Asia. That's not our field, that's yours. You deal with that. And then if you get in trouble, then you've got us to come back your ass up. But if they build as a powerful military as ours, Russia and China is never, ever a threat ever again. They just won't be. So, and that way we don't have to get into everything around. I mean, most of Americans are tired of being the world's policeman. We've been doing it for 100 years. We want a break. Let somebody take over for a while. Other than a communist country like China or a fucked up country like Russia. It's Russia, look, man, I love you people, but come on. Y'all are smoking something up there. You can't even get cheese, people. How can you live without cheese? I mean, you're letting Putin keep you from keeping cheese, man. I mean, that's sad. That's a necessity in life. Yeah, you're not even getting good coffee. I mean, come on, you're getting their own nasty Russian coffee, which probably ain't even real coffee. What do you mean? China gets its coffee from South America like everybody else does. Because they make the best coffee. That's just how it is, man.
They can't grow coffee beans in freaking Russia. It's too cold.
I mean, they can grow them indoors and stuff, but not enough to really sustain a population. Jay said, Jay told me when he gets rich, he's taking me out for mammoth steaks at Bastard. So I'm holding him to it. It's
that's a definite. I mean, if they're still available, from what I understand, there's I don't know how many, but a herd. How big is a herd of mammoth? I mean, elephants travel like 15, 20 strong in a herd. Yeah, something. So
there's a bunch of them. So frozen mammoth.
So you're saying, Joe, that Jay's going to take us out to a steak dinner when we go up to Gettysburg?
Yeah. Oh, that works too. And I can go for that. That even sounds even better. See, I like Sean, man.
We can go to the Dobbins house. We can go to the Dobbin house. And, oh, yeah. Jay, get a second loan, dude, somewhere.
Get a second loan.
It's a good restaurant, but very, very expensive.
No, I mean, I don't even know that much
and then
about
you got the other house.
There's a lot of good
The Dobbins
foods.
house is. Oh no, that they have top notch. Or else we can go to a buffet where I would be in heaven. I would love to go to a buffet. Or hey, you know what? I got even a better idea, Joe and Jay. Let's take a ride up to Canada and have Amelia cook us dinner. What do you think?
Her old man will throw us
that's not
out
a
the
bad
house.
idea.
He will be. You better get out of here and leave my old lady
Not a bad
alone.
idea. Dude, I'm not far from Canada. I'm like about 3 hours,
Yeah, it's
4
like
hours.
6 or 7 hour drive from here.
Can you imagine?
Yeah, it's like 2 days from here.
Yeah.
Oh my God, y'all are no good bastards. Amelia, you better hide,
It's
girl.
not a 2-day drive from there if you're already up here, Joe.
It's
That's right, Joe. She says we're always welcome. Why, thank you, Amelia.
Yeah. No, Frankie, it's so I haven't heard about any funeral plans for Charlie yet. And besides that, most of the conservative news can't even talk about him without crying. They're poor. The Chanel girl from was it Newsmax? No, One American News. So I seen her last night. The whole time she was just bawling her eyes out. Candace Owens a couple times has tried to say something, but she can't even spit anything out without crying.
Do you know who else was bawling her eyes out? Was Glenn Beck.
Oh yeah,
Glenn Beck was really.
There've been quite a few.
Beck, yeah.
Oh no, there've been quite a few, man.
Yeah.
I mean, he affected a lot of people. He was like a shining star. I mean, I seen his first television interview today. He was 17. He looked pretty much like he did at 31, man.
That's one of the comments I made. That's with the guys at work. I mean, regardless of what your opinion of the man is, or his words, or his, if you disagree with him, there's no reason to kill the man. He has like a baby's face, like a cartoon character face. He really does. He looks harmless. Why would you shoot him?
And he had no problem with sharing the mic. I was hoping I'd get to debate the guy one of these days. I was hoping he'd come to a college close by.
That would have been fun. Get him on the show. That'd have been really cool.
I'd have said, "Excuse me, Mr. Charlie. Hello, Mr. Charlie. Can we talk, man? I got some questions for you, my friend." I'd give poor man a headache. He'd be like, "Jesus, where'd you come from?"
Yeah, no shit. Me and Jay will be holding our heads in our hands like, oh hell, here we go.
It would be a good debate. I mean, I like to debate, and he's good at it. I rarely find.
Good night, Sherry.
Good night, Sherry.
Sweet dreams.
Chocolate dreams sound better. It's no. As soon as I hear something about where they're going to put him out, now I'm going to pull some clips. I got to find my other Facebook page, but yeah, either that or I'm going to have to do it old school and play it off the front of my computer, off my screen itself. Yeah. Well, like I said, for some reason, StreamYard is picky. I wish I could tell you why. I don't know. It's something that it just is. Let me see if I can find it on here. Nope. I don't have my other phone with me, or I could just access the. No. What is this? Well, no, there's some good stuff. There's some. What is this? Oh, well, I guess we'll play this right quick. I'm not even sure what this is, but hold on.
What you got?
I'm not sure, but we're going to play it just because it popped up as something to play. And
I was looking for the videos of the young lady that was stabbed in North Carolina, but
yeah, boy, they got pulled fast. Well, a lot of them.
Yeah,
you can still,
they're all censored. But from what I can see, it's that's just random, and they're going after that guy with the first-degree murder charge.
Yeah, I don't know what else they could do. I mean, it was pretty blatant.
Yeah,
it's no. Well, the guy saying that things were telling him, or the government was telling him, there's a lot of weirdness going on in there. Yeah, there is. Anyway, we're on the screen, right? Yeah, we're on the screen. Okay.
To begin with what we are learning tonight about the suspect in the deadly shooting of Charlie Kirk. CBS News reporter Andres Gutierrez has more.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. We got him.
Authorities took this man, 22-year-old Tyler Robinson, into custody late Thursday. Sources tell CBS News Robinson's father saw the photos released by authorities and confronted his son. The father then reached out to a youth pastor close with the family who contacted the U.S. Marshals.
Investigators interviewed a family member of Robinson who stated that Robinson had become more political in recent years.
Investigators believe Robinson acted alone when he fired a single shot, piercing Kirk in the neck. Video from the FBI shows what appears to be Robinson jumping off a rooftop at Utah Valley University after the shooting. President Trump announced the arrest on Fox News and called for Robinson to face the ultimate punishment.
I hope he gets the death penalty. What he did, Charlie Kirk was the finest person. He didn't deserve this.
Kirk's murder drew bipartisan condemnation and calls to tone down the rhetoric often blamed for political violence.
This is our moment. Do we escalate or do we find an
A lot of people are pissed off at
Authorities
this
did not
governor
speak to
guy.
a motive, but say bullet casings recovered from the rifle believed to have been the murder weapon could shed light on Robinson's thinking. One was engraved with "Hey Fascist, Catch." Robinson is being held without bail. The Utah County Attorney's Office says it will file formal charges next week. Andres Gutierrez, CBS News, Orem, Utah.
And let's bring in Anna Schechter. She's the senior coordinating producer for our crime and public safety unit. Anna, thanks for joining us tonight here. The FBI says that they apprehended the suspect around 10 o'clock local time, shortly after that press conference, also about 33 hours after this shooting happened.
Yeah, well, they keep saying how I was listening to Cash Patel and this mayor, this governor, all scratching each other's asses and shit about how it only took 33 hours to catch him because the dad turned him in.
Yeah.
It had nothing to do with their investigating skills. It's because the dad turned him in.
They haven't said much about the father or the parents or the family life so much, but I said it to my friend Steve, who's he hadn't come into the room yet, but we were talking about it this afternoon. I said, I'll bet you, I said, good on the father, and I'll bet you he was ex-military. Bet you the father's ex-military.
He might be.
Most citizens wouldn't do that. Somebody with a strong ethical background like ex-military would definitely turn their own child in.
I know. Like I said, I know they showed that one picture, where at Halloween they were dressed up killing Trump. So obviously the family was anti-Trump. He didn't get that, especially then, because he would have been, in 2016 he would have been how many years younger? 5 years younger. So he'd have been in his teens, 16 or something. So I don't know. If that was my kid, I'd be like, "What are you doing? Why are you walking around hanging a president or strangling a president? What the fuck is wrong with you?" It's okay. That's just not a good thing. I just don't know a parent that would do that. I would be like, "No, what are you doing, kid? You're nuts."
Well, the parent obviously must have
little
thought
shit getting arrested.
Maybe the parent thought along the same lines. They thought it was funny, and they didn't like Trump, and they thought, "Oh, it's my son's going out as someone trying to kill Trump." That's funny. I don't know, but that's wrong.
And judging from judging, and that came off the mom's Facebook page. And it was kind of old, so it was on there. So no telling what else is on there. And his Facebook page was up, and it was weird because on his Facebook page he said he was a Democrat. So I don't know if he was just trying to be misleading or what. What was going on in that?
I like what Sherry had to say earlier. She believes that he was just a pawn in the whole thing.
Well, he might have been. There's no way of really knowing. We got him. Is he going to say anything? No, it just sounds like he's a wacko.
Yeah.
And now there's people on the liberal side trying to get him off. That he just different politicians are saying, "Oh, maybe we should not think about the death penalty. Maybe we should reevaluate this. Maybe there was other stimulating factors." I'm like, stimulating factors? What is that?
Well, what about what MSNBC initially said? Right, moments after they said it was a supporter celebrating and shooting his gun off in the air. No one shoots a gun at somebody in celebration. They shoot up in the air, where it's very unlikely that it will come down and hurt anybody. But that is still a possibility. But still, it's a ridiculous thing to say. You're a goddamn news organization. That's the most irresponsible, stupidest thing anyone could have ever said.
What did that Dowd say that got him fired like fast?
They got who fired?
MSNBC fired this guy by the name of Dowd, D-O-W-D.
Oh, I don't know.
He was a reporter or whatever. I think he said something really nasty after he got killed, and they fired him. I'm surprised MSNBC is still a news thing. Really, they're evil.
NBC is still trying to get rid of them, aren't they?
No, they've been bought by somebody. They're going to be NBC Now or something now. MS Now is what they're going to be. It's it was really stupid when I heard it. Let me see if this.
So they can bring back Joy Reid.
Oh God, no! Nobody wants Joy Reid. Matter of fact, she's being sued for something. She said she got her ass in trouble with something. I don't know what happened, but somewhere. Okay, stop that. Somewhere her ass. She said something about, I forgot what it was. It was pretty significant too, and the platform she's using, like how we use StreamYard, the platform she was using told her if she said it again, they would throw her off the platform. Now I've never seen a platform do that before. I mean, other than something like a YouTube, but these are streaming platforms. They don't usually care what you said, so it must have been something pretty good. We're talking about Joy Reid. Yeah, she's a loser. I couldn't put that any nicer than that, period. I mean, the woman is just a loser. She just doesn't really give a shit about she just doesn't give a shit about anything, to be honest with you. Well, hold on, let me put this on here. Share. Okay, add the stage. So let me see if this is gonna. Okay, let's see. Where I gotta go find it again. See, this sucks when you don't have it on the same stream.
Amelia says she don't know who Joy Reid is.
She is a bald-headed black lady from MSNBC.
Yeah.
She makes Joy Bayard look like a sweetie pie. I mean, really, she does. Okay, where'd this go? I swear I hate when I lose stuff. Yes, Jackie, it just sucks. So, I don't know. I don't see it. Let me go back and see it. Why is it not showing up? Oh, yeah, it is showing up on the screen. Okay. All right, let me go back. Sorry. So this is the funeral procession. No, well, not the funeral procession. The escort from the airport.
Yeah, look at this.
So let me hit play it. Yeah, there we go. And I like how they alternate in their lights, red, white, and blue. So that's the red section. And
look at that.
Blues.
He deserves it. He definitely deserves it. And it's true. It's good versus evil.
Yeah. Oh, I hope y'all ain't hearing this music. This music sucks.
Yeah, there's no music. Good.
Good. Let me turn it off for me, Tim. So that looks like it's the end of it right there, right? I'm like, there you go. Wait, here comes a car. Where'd that come from? Yeah. I mean, that's a serious escort. I mean, I've seen many cops get killed and some pretty significant ones. I ain't never seen them get an escort like this. Not even to their burial. Dun, 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 dun.
There's Stevie O.
Hey, Steve O.
And they just vehicle after vehicle after vehicle.
How long was it? Did you say the total progression was? The procession?
Oh, I don't know.
A couple miles?
It's interesting though. It's just something to look at. It's well, no, guys and girls, it was one of those things that when I seen it, I was kind of, wow. Oh, and this was good. I don't know if y'all can see what's on the screen right now, but Nancy Mace, she was doing the UFO thing the other day. Yeah, she's going after. They got all kind of documentation that says Russia was feeding Hunter Biden money through other sources, through the Ukraine and all. They say they got him. Did the rights. That's Newsmax. That's not what I was looking for, though. That's not what I was looking for either. Oh, this is a trans teen. She's flipping out.
Huh?
Yeah. See, these are just people screaming. They're just showing how liberals. That was a pretty good thing by Reagan.
You know what, Joe? That chick, Lefty's going crazy. That girl from Australia news. She has something that's 15 minutes long that they have people just going off, losing it. She does have one on. I'll try to find her.
Yeah, see, I see. This is here. Here they are. Where is this at? This is in New Zealand. That's the ones that were beating on their legs and stuff. Oh, this is just stupid here. This is a graduation that just went ghetto.
What are they dancing about?
I have no idea. Look at the guy looking. He's just looking like, you got to be kidding me, you bunch of ghettos.
On earth? This is America?
Yeah, this is America. This is a graduation.
Jesus Christ.
Oh my God, you just gotta kind of wonder. This chick, look at this chick. She just freaks out, starts throwing stuff all over this guy's work and stuff. So there's actually some pretty good audio to somebody. So look at her. I would be like, bitch, you want to die. This was just kind of weird. Oh. This is AOC's definition of a ceasefire. Jay, you need to go get this one off of my page.
This is up Jay's page.
I haven't seen it. Play it.
I can't. It won't play on. I'm on Windows.
It's on your. It's on. How far is it down?
Yeah, it's down. I don't know. It's probably down. It's from today, but it's probably down.
Let me go see.
15 things. There's a lot of good stuff on them. I have to go through and. Oh, and this is the morph picture. We'll have to look at that too in a minute. Well, find that and play that, and then there's a picture underneath that I want you to play afterwards. We'll make Jay play some of these links.
Where the hell is she?
Now this is AOC, ladies and gentlemen. Let me yes, that's Miss Cortez herself.
Way down, dude. Shit.
You
sure it was good today?
Yeah. It said 7 hours ago, actually.
Oh, there we go. Hello. All right, give me a minute to get this ready.
Yeah. And then we'll get you to play the one after that when you're done with that. But there's a lot of good stuff on here. And there's a lot of then there's this one underneath that one where she loves killing babies. I was like, you got to be shitting me. This chick was wild and insane.
Hey, Jay, I just sent you that link for that Lefty's Losing It. And I also sent it to Joe.
Okay. Oh, yeah, I see it there. It's okay. Yeah, see, there's a bunch of these on here.
All right, I got AOC ready.
Okay, go ahead and post it out.
All right, I'm going to take yours down. You're still sharing it. So.
Yeah, kick it out the way.
And then here, where I lost it. Wait, hold on. There we go. Oh, shit. Why is it muted? I don't know how to work this damn thing.
I think you got to click on the whole thing pops out or something. It's
yeah, it's muted and there's no.
Why is it? Yeah, that's weird. I don't see where you unmute.
That popped off of Facebook.
It wasn't muted earlier. It was playing pretty good. And it's so funny at the end. She's like, and it's a cease and the
right,
fire.
Let me see if I can get it working.
It's Jay broke it, people. It was working earlier. So
yeah, but I sent Joe. I sent you that one about lefties losing it. All those freaking people that went off of Charlie Kirk. They sent it into your messenger.
Oh, you know what? We'll have to take a break. Maybe we'll catch it when we come. Maybe we'll use it for the break. Let me. I just seen the damn thing a minute ago. What did I do?
I got the lefties losing it, but the AOC one, I don't know how to figure that out. Why is it muted?
Go ahead. While you're doing that, I'll go back and look and see if I can see a place to unmute or where to hide it at.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on with it.
Where is my? Okay. You need stop share. What the hell's going on? Okay, so wait, you got something going up or what?
Jay, you gonna put that up?
What happened to Jay?
You want to lose lefties losing it now?
Yeah, because I don't have the other one. I can't get him to play. So.
All right. I wish they had given us a way to go back to the old buttons because I keep hitting the wrong thing. Here we go. All right. Are we up there? No. Now. Bing.
Ugliness, some of the utter depravity that has followed the murder of Charlie Kirk, a thoroughly decent, principled man brutally murdered today, and the soulless fools of the left were quick to celebrate.
There are a lot of people that are like, no matter what side of politics you're on, you should never celebrate something bad happening to someone. I, on the other hand, do cheer when bad things happen to bad people.
Charlie Kirk just got shot.
Well, breaking news, folks. Seems somebody just took a shot at one of the Fantafast's favorite 5 mile wide mouthpieces, Charles Chuckle Kirk.
And sadly, the vile left has not been shy about showcasing their ugliness, their utter callous depravity. This is what leftism does to your mind and soul.
Charlie Kirk got shot and killed. How do you feel?
Happy. Goodbye.
Wow. Did you see that Charlie Kirk just got shot and killed?
That's good.
Wow. That's good. That's good that people are getting shot just off a political view.
Charlie Kirk gets shot and killed today. We're just getting people's opinions. How do you feel about that?
Girl, someone had to do it. And that's how I feel at this point in time. But
you know, I appreciate your honesty. I truly do. So you said someone had to do it.
yes. Try not to get all pulled up into that, but he was a misogynist. He was a disgusting person with disgusting beliefs.
Enough of that trash. Let's look at how the media professionals covered this tragic event, this act of domestic terrorism. Here is MSNBC.
In which a shooting like this happens.
Yeah, and again, to emphasize what you just emphasized, we don't know any of the full details of this. That we don't know if this was a supporter shooting their gun off in celebration, or so we have no idea.
Yeah, pretty sure we knew immediately it wasn't that. Charlie Kirk supporters don't go around shooting their guns in celebration like they're attending some wedding in Iraq. And of course, MSNBC had to engage in victim blaming by calling Charlie divisive.
Charlie Kirk is a divisive figure, polarizing, lightning rod, whatever term you want to use. Why?
Well, he's one of MAGA's most prominent voices online. He hosts a near daily podcast.
But that was just stupid. What I'm about to play you is straight out depraved, disgusting commentary. This is Matthew Dowd again on MSNBC, not long after Charlie was shot.
He's been one of the most divisive, especially divisive younger figures in this, who is constantly sort of pushing this sort of hate speech or sort of aimed at certain groups. And I always go back to hateful thoughts lead to hateful words, which then lead to hateful actions. And I think that's the environment we're in, that people just, you can't stop with these sort of awful thoughts you have and then saying these awful words and not expect awful actions to take place.
Matt.
And that's the unfortunate environment we're in.
That was so vile, so hateful, and frankly deranged and dangerous that even MSNBC had to take some action, and they've sacked Matthew Dowd, but it's MSNBC. He may be back before the end of the month. And the asinine commentary wasn't restricted to commentators on MSNBC. Governors joined in. Here is the rotund governor of crime-riddled Illinois, blaming President Trump, the man Charlie Kirk worked tirelessly to re-elect. Governor Pritzker blames Donald Trump for fomenting political violence.
Political violence, unfortunately, has been ratcheting up in this country.
A fat pig.
Shootings, the killings in Minnesota. We've seen other political violence occur in other states. And I would just say it's got to stop. And I think there are people who are fomenting it in this country. I think the president's rhetoric often foments it.
Did that nincompoop really mention the Minnesota shooter, the trans-identified lunatic who shot children in a Catholic school and wanted to kill Donald Trump? Yeah, it's Trump who was almost killed by an assassin bullet who is to blame for leftist violence, not these lefties losing it.
Baby. He insulted your wife.
Yes.
He came down the escalator and called Mexicans rapists and murderers. He said, well, what do you think I should have done? I said, I think you should have punched him in the face and then gotten out of the race. You would have been a hero.
I'd like to punch him in the face. I said if we were in high school, I'd take him behind the gym and beat the hell out of him.
Punch some people in the face.
When was the last time an actor assassinated a president?
They're still going to have to go out and put a bullet in Donald Trump, and that's a fact.
Look as his character is stabbed to death.
Where is John Wilkes Booth when you need him?
That was sick.
I have thought an awful lot about blowing up the White House.
I will go and take Trump out tonight.
And if you see anybody from that cabinet in a restaurant, in a department store, at a gasoline station, you get out and you create a crowd. And you push back on them. And you tell them they're not welcome anymore, anywhere.
President Donald Trump has called the murder of Charlie Kirk a dark moment for America.
To my great fellow Americans, I am filled with grief and anger at the heinous assassination of Charlie Kirk on a college campus in Utah. Charlie inspired millions, and tonight, all who knew him and loved him are united in shock and horror. This is a dark moment for America. Charlie Kirk traveled the nation, joyfully engaging with everyone interested in good faith debate. His mission was to bring young people into the political process, which he did better than anybody ever, to share his love of country and to spread the simple words of common sense. On campuses nationwide, he championed his ideas with courage, logic, humor, and grace.
And the president noted the spate of deadly political violence from the left. He called such acts, including the assassination of Charlie Kirk, as acts of domestic terrorism.
It's a long past time for all Americans and the media to confront the fact that violence and murder are the tragic consequence of demonizing those with whom you disagree day after day, year after year, in the most hateful and despicable way possible. For years, those on the radical left have compared wonderful Americans like Charlie to Nazis. From the attack on my life in Butler, Pennsylvania last year, which killed a husband and father, to the attacks on ICE agents, to the vicious murder of a healthcare executive in the streets of New York, to the shooting of House Majority Leader Steve Scalise and 3 others, radical left political violence has hurt too many innocent people and taken too many lives. Charlie was the best of America, and the monster who attacked him was attacking our whole country. An assassin tried to silence him with a bullet, but he failed because together we will ensure that his voice, his message, and his legacy will live on for countless generations to come.
Let's bring in documentary filmmaker and commentator Ami Horowitz. Ami, this is a dark day for America. I don't think those celebrating Charlie Kirk's assassination, and I've seen, sadly, a lot of that on social media. I don't think those people understand what they have unleashed. The anger, the sadness over this assassination is profound.
Yeah, I think you're right. And before I spit fire, and believe me that I will, let me take a step back and talk about Charlie for a moment and just some personal anecdotes. I considered him a friend. Even though we were a generation apart, he was somebody that if I had a question or some advice, I'd call them and reach out to him. He was so generous with his time. The first time I met him, God, it was well over 10 years ago, maybe 13, 14 years ago. He was a teenager. He was just starting Turning Point. I think we met at a PragerU conference in California. And somebody introduced the two of us. So this is a guy you should know. His name was Charlie Kirk. He's a comer. And Charlie had been fundraising for Turning Point USA, right? It was the beginning of this organization. And in our conversation, he was talking about the people he's raising money for while he was there. And for anyone who knows who raises money, who has investors, you keep those things close to your vest, right? That's the lifeblood, the money that keeps and creates the organization you're creating. And he mentioned one of these billionaires that he raised some money from. And I just mentioned, just casually, that's a great guy to get money from. I've been trying to reach him for years. Not even asking for a favor. And he immediately said, here's the guy's cell phone number. Give him a call. I'm sure he's happy to help. Okay, that was the kind of guy Charlie Kirk was, okay? A friend to all. Yeah. A hater of no one. He criticized people, but he did not have hatred in his heart, which makes this even more difficult. Look, I have all types of friends, right? I have friends on the far right. I have friends on the far left. I have friends everywhere in between. And I got to tell you, Rita, I am scared to call some of my friends on the center left, never mind the far left, to talk about this. I'm afraid what they're going to say. Going over the social media, going over Instagram and Facebook and Twitter, and listening to what people are saying, even in the mainstream media. I heard you talk about MSNBC over and over again. I think it's important to note the callousness in which they're covering this saddens me and scares me. And if a friend of mine said to me, "Oh, I'm so happy Charlie Kirk is dead," I don't know if I could talk to that person again. I got to be honest with you, Rita. It's just one divide, and it's blaming it's so funny. It's the left blaming the victim, right? He deserved it, what he said. By the way, he wasn't an alt-right figure. He was a mainstream Republican, right? He believed in family values. He believed that if you're a woman, you're a woman. If you're a man, if you're a man. He didn't have hate in his heart. He was about openness. He had a free speech roadshow, right, where he went to engage people on the left, not to demonize them or attack them, to find out what they thought. And this, I got to say this, we talked about the violence of the left over and over again. I hate it, but we keep talking about it because it's a recurring theme in our political landscape. And this is another example of that truth, that the political violence we've seen mostly, not exclusively, but mostly comes from the left. And we see on the right, what that actually is the exception that proves the rule, right? And I want to go back for a second to Louis Mangione, because I got to say, every time I think about Charlie's death, I think about Louis Mangione. That to me was really, and the pun is intended, the turning point to this. Because it was when he was murdered, this man who was a healthcare executive, he wasn't even a political figure, right? He didn't have, as far as I know, any political thoughts, certainly not publicly, right? He was a businessman who was murdered because he happened to be in an industry the left didn't like, okay? And the mainstream left, because we're talking about how wonderful it was and joked about the killing of this business executive. That to me was a significant change in our political culture. Our campuses are, look, as you know, I'm no stranger to violence from the political left. I've been attacked physically on a university campus not that long ago. Why? Because I raised the American flag. Look, you said it. This is something, they've unleashed something dark and terrible, and I'm afraid of what's to come.
I'm with you 100%. If I hear anybody in my orbit express any sort of joy or try to justify this murder, they're cut. You can't have people like that in your life. That's just pure evil. Why would you want to have that in your circle? And like you said, Charlie was hardly a radical. He just expressed very much mainstream views. Things like there's only two genders, that people should get married and raise kids. So that's where you find your...
We got to turn it off now because if we keep letting it run over, we'll get smacked by YouTube. It's oh wait, oh, I'm not on hold. I'll turn it on. Dun, 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 dun. Yeah, you can't. Well, you got to be careful
sad,
when you're
Joe.
running stuff. Huh? What was
It's
that?
sad.
What was what?
It was sad. That
well,
whole
we
thing
had
about all them people going off like that. Dude.
Well, I mean,
Oh,
the one thing the reporter was right about is that this type of political violence we haven't seen in a long time. The reason why the voting booths are separated and private is because in the very first votes, when they were voting for President Washington, there were people being stabbed and killed at the voting booths for who they were voting for and for who they weren't voting for. And so, because of those, violent, politically motivated violent things, that we are separated from voting. That's why they want you to keep it private. You don't tell people who you voted for. If they can guess it, fine, but you don't have to verify it for them. It just causes this kind of strife, and it doesn't belong in the
I
political
voted
arena.
for Mohammed. It's not going away quick. I can tell you that. The Charlie Kirk thing's not going to go away quick. It's going to take some time to go away. And that's if nothing stupid happens in between. And also if nothing too radical comes out about the guy. Now, if there's all of a sudden a bunch of radical stuff from him and his family, then it might even be harder. But the Democrats don't really need to be blamed for this, because if they are, the conservatives are just not happy.
People think, what happened to people, Joe, in this century? What happened?
Watching, it's called the internet and television. See, because today, whatever you want to believe, you can find some little orbit somewhere that believes it, like the flat earthers. They've got their little, 10,000, 50,000 person group, and they're a bunch of flat earthers, and they believe the flats. It's like the ones who say we didn't go to the moon. They've got their little niche. All kind of different religions, all kind of different political views. Now, I mean, I watch 10 news shows, at least 4 days a week, every day. So, the way my Roku's set up, I have my 10 favorite news channels I like to watch just to see who's reporting what. And, I have some from Australia. I've got 2 from Europe. I've got 1 from the Middle East. I've got 2 from Canada. No, 1 from Canada. And the rest are from the U.S. Oh, I got 1 Mexican station too. But it lets me, see what's going on. Sky News and Euro News are really good to look what's going on that side of the planet. They're pretty good. And, I can't remember the station. It's out of Singapore. It's actually pretty good too. They had some pretty good news. No, most of the people are speaking English. So I don't know if it's designed that way or just the way the guests work out, but most of them are speaking English. Well, the Euro News, English is the language. So yeah, well, you can't have a united country. You can't have the EU without one language. So because everybody speaks a different language, you're still going to have one language that everybody speaks, and that's English. Well, English is also the language of the air traffic controllers. Yes. All air traffic controllers have to speak English.
Is that the same
And
with
all pilots
too?
Yeah.
And all pilots too have to speak English, yes.
So, it's well, that's the way it's set up. And that's where the majority of the world already does it. So they're not going to accommodate other countries. Besides, you got to be able to think in the language you're using. So you got to know it. People are going to miss Charlie. I miss him. And I wasn't even that big of a follower of his. I would catch him here and there. And I catch him with Candace and stuff like that. And
I miss him too. I do.
Yeah, he was good friends with a lot of people. I mean, a lot of important people, but just in general, he was friends with everybody. You know, him and Candace. I mean, they go fishing together and shit. I mean, come on. They were pretty tight, and I noticed in a couple of events I was seeing today, she was there standing next to him.
Amelia followed him.
And then I seen a couple of the One American News people and the Newsmax people standing in the crowd where he was, where Kirk was. So I mean, he had made a lot of friends and made a lot of friends pretty quick. I mean, he was 17 when he got into it. He's 31 now. It's not exactly a lifetime. And he was doing well. He was converting people and growing the religion, growing the conservative party, and somebody's decided that was enough. Jimmy, there's not going to be no justifying what happened here. Not unless Kirk went and stole his woman and beat her or something. I mean, you know, he don't even look like he had a woman. So I don't know who was running that transvestite shit around. I seen that too earlier today. Oh, he's probably a transvestite. Just because there's been, you know, an outbreak of transvestites killing people, doesn't mean everybody who kills somebody is a transvestite. And things kind of happen in waves on our planet sometimes. And there has been 10 legit attacks by transvestites, but in the overall majority, there's still a minority. Yeah, well, the people attacking people, yes. I would bet money that amongst people attacking people, it's still less than like 5% are trans. Because it's just the sheer volume of people on the planet. And that's like somebody today tells me, I can't believe a white boy killed that white boy. I'm like, why? The majority of white people are killed by white people. The majority of black people are killed by black people. The majority of Hispanics are killed by Hispanics. It's just the way it is. Because one, that's who you're dealing with most of the time. But two, if it starts crossing lines, then you start having problems. You can get into race wars and stuff. So today's world has realized that we have to live together to survive. See, it's funny because the North is much more racist than the South is, but that's not how it was just 50 years ago. It was the other way around. Well, the North was still racist, but the South was more racist. Today, this race, I don't know how to explain it. So if you go to New Orleans, which has one of the largest gay populations in the country, and one of the largest black populations in the country. So when you go to the Quarter, everybody's down there. They got a whole gay section. Just, you know, if you don't like gay people, stay away from there. But other than that, do whatever you want. There's all kind of other clubs and stuff going on. You'll see lots of blacks, lots of whites, lots of people from all persuasions, and they're hanging out and partying and getting along. Nobody's threatening anybody. Nobody's killing anybody. Nobody's blowing anybody up. And they do it 7 days a week, 365 days a year. And until just recently, we never even had a problem down there. So it shows people can get along. South's proving it every day. Look at Atlanta. Atlanta's 50-50. And there's violence in Atlanta, but it's not blacks killing whites or whites killing blacks. It's blacks killing blacks and whites killing whites. But they're not hating on each other. They're hating on themselves, and they get along. They party together. See, in the old days, when I was a kid, nobody partied. You only partied with your group, whatever they happened to be. By the time my son was born, actually, when I was closer to 30, I noticed that it changed. All my friends of different, we could all hang out in the same clubs. Nobody cared. Nobody really paid any attention. Go do what you want to do. Enjoy your life. Blah, 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 blah. And it just got better. And the South has so many festivals and so many contests and so many parties and so many concerts, you know, that there's always something to do. So if you're going to be racist, you're going to miss out on everything. So it's just best to enjoy yourself and go on. It shouldn't matter who your company is, just that you're enjoying yourself. And that's where New Orleans is now. That's where Atlanta is now. That's where a lot of the southern cities are now, except for maybe Jackson. Jackson is a weird city. It's a dangerous city too, but I mean, it's just different. So it's a whole different world. Jimmy, They haven't announced anything about where he's going to be laid. No, nobody knows anything about where Charlie's going to be laid. And I did hear, and I haven't seen it since I've been on air, but I did see where his wife was going to come out and speak.
She did. She did already, Joe.
Did she? Okay. And because I had heard, well, no, I won't hear that until we get off air tonight. Yeah. You know, we can't cover everything all the time.
Well, you know what? I just saw a glimpse of it, and from what people were saying, what one guy I read say, she just started the war cry.
Yeah. It did sound like it, not only was it a challenge, but also you know, almost like, you know, we're coming after you.
And do you blame people?
Yeah,
I don't.
No, not really.
The Democrats, the lefties, they just really put the final nail in their coffin over this situation.
Yeah, but you know what happens if this guy turns out to be a Mormon?
Well, it don't
then
matter.
They ain't got nothing to do with the lefties, other than them being asses. The thing about them being so cold about it is not going to help them. It's not going to help them in the midterm elections. It's just not going to help them because people are going to use it against them. They're going to say, "Dude, is this the people you want in charge?" You know, I haven't heard anything from Gruesome Newsom. You know, I haven't heard anything from him lately. So,
Yes, he is a psychopath, Amelia. Yes, he is.
it's I'm not gonna. I don't know. I like the guy. I thought he's a nice guy. I listened to his stuff. There was a lot of stuff I agreed with him on, a lot of stuff I didn't agree with him on, but he talked about a lot of stuff. So,
but he was fair, Joe.
He was fair. He would have been fun to debate.
It was
people
fair.
like that are fun to debate. And I seen one little girl get him one day. He was going on, and she got up underneath his skin. She figured out how to get under his skin. He was hot. She was taking him out. She's a little tiny little thing too. She couldn't have been 19, maybe 100 pounds if she's lucky. He was like, oh man, she got him, man. She's good. But you know, he bowed and said, you know what, you might have a point there, and just went on to the next thing, which is what you do.
Yep.
What do you mean, Christopher? I know I like the debate. Oh, it's I'm evil. Oh yes, I'm evil. Actually, I've been quite refined tonight. I've been laid back. It's I don't want to let my emotions get caught up in the show because it's too much death going on right now, and I don't want to let my brain get wrapped into it. Well, when I heard it, I was depressed when I heard it. I was like, well, this sucks, man. This little guy gets killed for no fucking reason. I mean, it's a waste of a life. And it's not even what you did to him. It's what you did to his wife and his 2 kids.
Yes. Yes.
You know, I mean, he's a grown man, and he knew what he was doing was risky. Anybody who does any types of lectures like that, or town halls, or in today's world, you know there's an element of risk. And he had escape plans and bulletproof vests, which none of which would have helped him today. But one guy did say one thing. He said he should have had flags hanging on both sides of the thing, which would have made it really hard for the guy to see him or to see through the flag. And he should have had a person sitting on each side of him, which would have deterred a shooter, because even if you could see like a shadow through a flag, which would have been hard at 200 yards, even if you could with a good scope, you wouldn't have known if it was him or if it was somebody else. Of course, an R6 would have just went right through one guy's neck through his too, but he might have survived that. So there was some criticism about that, but it's not something you should have to worry about. We live in a country where we shouldn't have to worry about this kind of violence. This isn't a third world country. I know people would like you to think. I was watching some city today where a bunch of Muslim brothers were going through the streets harassing the women, trying to get them to join their brotherhood. One lady got mad, put her daughter behind her, and just punched the living shit out of one of the guys. I was like, damn. She said, you get away from me with your Muslim stuff. Johnny, everybody has whatever religion they like, my friend. It doesn't matter to me what religion you believe. Nope. I'm not going to ever judge you by your religion. I'll always judge you by your actions.
That's the way to do it. That's the way to do it, Joe.
Well, because, there's a lot of rhetoric in the world. There's a lot of it. And both sides are guilty of it. The Democrats are more guilty than the Republicans now. Go back 15, 20 years, the Republicans would have been more guilty. But today the Democrats are. But the Democrats have got themselves in a bad place. It's not going to be an easy place to get out of, and they keep losing people. They're hemorrhaging. People are becoming embarrassed to be part of the party. And instead of learning from this election, and because they were very well told the things they didn't like and they didn't want to vote for, the Democrats doubled down on it. As a centrist, I was just kind of confused. I'm like, why would you double down on something that you know that people don't? Because the people have told them. I mean, you don't win all the swing states and the popular vote and not have a mandate, plus the House and the Senate. The people's like, look, Joe Biden, you fucking sucked, and we want you gone. And they did the same thing with Obama. Well, I mean, if you think Obama was a nice guy, that's fine. Well, back when he was Michelle, that was Jay's first girlfriend. Yeah. In case you didn't know that, yeah. Well, no, he used to be Michelle and she used to be Michael. I don't know why they. I don't know why they flip-flop. Why couldn't they just stay? I guess. I'm sure they had their reasons. No, there's a clip I have of this little girl. Well, no, she's a woman now, but she was when she was a kid, they lopped off her boobs. They did gave her all kind of hormones and stuff, and she's grown and now she's changed back into a woman. And she's suing the crap out of them, and because she said it was like an industry. They just kind of surrounded her and said, "Oh, you need to do this, you need to do that. Oh, this is how you feel, and this is why you feel." And they basically never gave her a chance. Well, in the old days, you used to have to see a shrink before you could have that done.
Yeah.
So now, at least, they made the law 21 before you can have a operation. You got to be 21 to do a lot of things. You got to be 21 to drink. Most places you got to be 21 to have your own place.
In most things where you have to sign a contract, except for in most cases like a car, but for most, like renting a house, renting an apartment, renting an office space, it's a contract. It's a legal binding contract that you have to sign. You have to be 21, bare minimum.
Yeah. Well, Jeffrey, some of this stuff I don't even understand why they even argue about it. But I mean, you're gonna let somebody get body parts lopped off at 7, 8, 10, 12 years old? Really? There's so much stuff kids are not allowed to do without a parent's permission, or there are other things. But yet they can't even vote, but they can get body parts lopped off.
Might as well make booze, weed, and cigarettes legal at the age of 5.
What do you mean? Oh, you mean the transgenders going to injecting transgender shit going to the kindergarten? And, oh, yes, I was anti that for sure. You know how pissed I'd be if I walked into my son's kindergarten class and there's some transgender thing stand there and some skanky out. I would lose my cool. Oh, yes, I most certainly would.
Hey, Joe, I just signed up for Pal Talk. Are you listed under social issues and politics?
Usually we are. So are we still open? Let me see if we're still open. Where'd it go? I don't see it. I'll have to check in a minute. I hadn't seen it in a couple minutes, but we were open a few minutes ago. It would be under. Should have forgot what I had it under. I think I had it under UFO Paranormal Radio. It's either that or under UFO Phenomena. Yeah, we used to use that phenomena word a lot back in the day. Phenomena. That stupid
Okay.
ass song.
I can't find that.
No, it may have closed because I hadn't played it. If I don't move it around or something, it closes itself. Even though it always stays running at the bottom, which doesn't make any sense. Where is it? I don't see it at the moment. Here, Pow Talk. What did I do with you?
Yeah, because I'm in all rooms and.
Yeah, no, if we would be in the social issues category listed, and it would be in the social issues category. Sorry. Hold on,
under other.
I don't think it is under. What the fuck? I don't see us. I don't know where we went.
Government politics.
Where the hell did I go? I just had the damn thing in front of me. Yeah, sometimes we are listed under the politics thing, but no, I thought I put it on the social issues tonight in the first one.
Well, tomorrow, could you tell me how to get to the?
Yeah, well, I'll send you the link.
Oh,
I think they still have a link. If not, I'll send you wherever I'm at. I don't know where I'm at on here though. I got it. Where'd it go? Okay, let's go over here. I don't know. Well, we'll hit this and see what comes up. No, people. Power Talk is just another chat group we use. Yeah, it's a cool thing because, I mean, there may be one person in, there may be 5, there may be 50. We've seen it in the old days. The biggest room we had was 500. We'd fill it up sometimes. I think the biggest room they have these days is like 2,500 or something, but most of them are around 100. But you know, 20, 30, 40 people is just nice to have in there. Well, so it's Pal Talk, paltalk.com. Just go over there and download it. It's free. Well, they've got levels, but I mean, you can get it for free. We started using Pal Talk a long time ago because it had controlled rooms. You could bounce people and shut people up, and you know, you could give other people admins and stuff like that. That's what I'll do when I see you tomorrow. I'll make you an admin. That way you can just pop in anytime you're online.
Oh, okay. That'll be cool.
And if you're bored or something one day, you can just open the room up. I've been thinking about moving it. Maybe we'll talk about that offline one day. But I've been thinking about moving it over. They got a radio category, but it's not really good. But the political category is pretty good. I've been thinking about moving it over there. I really should have put it over there tonight in politics, listed on the news on the flip side. Because you can make whatever room you can make. Whatever.
My numbers are doing great, and I just want more numbers.
Yeah. Listen, this guy's greedy, man. God, I know. Carolyn says you greedy, man.
I am.
Carolyn, where are you at? Are you on? Oh,
I want 2 million. I want 2 million by next April.
Oh my God, he's trying to put Michelle out of a job. Oh Jesus, I'm gonna tell her that when I see her, man. So Sean's out to put you out of a job, girl. You better watch out.
No, I'm happy.
Oh no, Janice. Janice, is that how you say that? No. Michelle is our station manager. Michelle DeRoche. Yes. Amelia is her co-host. Yes. No, she's a sweetie pie, but I get to give her shit. I mean, it's part of the job. She's
She is a sweetie pie.
Yeah, she's mean, man. What are you talking about? She keeps all y'all in line.
Say that, Joe. Come on, now,
dude. Keeps y'all in line like, what you yawning at me, man? She just keeps y'all in line. She snaps that thing and boom. It was so funny. So I'm on.
As long as
you're falling asleep. Wait, what? So I was on Ethereal yesterday. Now, come on, I own the fucking network. So I'm on Ethereal yesterday, and we're talking. And it's about 3 minutes to the top. And now she goes, we got to go. When you're Michelle, you can get mad at me. I'm like, no, she went. I said, I'm on a network. She can't tell you anything. Oh, no, we got to go. I was laughing. I was like, no, really, we can stay on another hour for one thing. She don't really mind. I said, she won't get mad at you anyway. She'll get mad at me. I said, so don't worry about it. She's like, oh, no, Mr. Joe, we got to go. I was like, okay, we can leave. No, she's not mean, really. She's a sweetie pie. Yes.
Send her some heart emojis and you're in, dude. That's all you need.
She's a task.
Send her some smiley
she said
emojis.
Something too about she had.
Yeah,
she fucking tells me last night, she goes, I got chocolate nana. Amelia doesn't love me anymore. And Michelle's taunting me with
Right,
chocolate.
Amelia?
That's just wrong. That's wrong.
Don't say that.
Just
Amelia's a
wrong.
beautiful person. Come on, dude.
Yeah, nobody said she wasn't. It's kind of scary, but still. Oh wait, she's still here. Hello, Amelia. How you doing? Anyway, I'm just messing around. Where'd you go? Oh, hey,
Are you going to say
Justin,
word, Amelia?
What? So Jeffrey, where are you from? So if y'all are on Messenger, you know the rule. Always tell me where you're from. On Pal Talk, really. Well, whenever I turn Pal Talk back on, same rule for y'all too. Always tell me where you're from. I always like to know who I'm talking to. Or where. You don't have to tell me your name and your birthplace, but say, hi, I'm Fred or Gene or John or Jack or Jenny or whoever, and I'm from Tuscaloosa or New York City or London or Spain or Madrid or Portugal somewhere, some place I've never heard of, Timbuktu or some shit. It's this show goes out to about 185 countries. So
let me go off subject here a little bit. I gotta buy some purple shampoo.
Purple shampoo.
You dyeing your hair purple? What?
I gotta buy some purple shampoo. No, purple shampoo. If you look at my beard real close, it has a lot of bronze into it. It's like yellow and shit. So I gotta buy purple shampoo.
He's on drugs, y'all. I'm just telling y'all ahead of
time.
He's on drugs, man. Just ignore him. He's got something piping through his vents at his house or something. Shh. So anyway, getting
it's called being on vacation.
Yeah, that's always a good thing. You can't bitch about that. But I know, getting back to Charlie Kirk for a minute.
Thank you, Amelia. Thank you, Amelia.
She's saying I'm right, by the way, not you, doofus. I know, man. You just want me slapping for you. Let me see, just get my hand through the thing of the computer. Okay.
Ow. Ow. Ow.
Anyway, for anybody who's just out there being a Charlie Kirk herder, you're a fucking asshole. That's all I got to tell you. Yes, and I can curse if I want to. So don't be a loser. Lots of people die. No one's being mad. No one's hating on when a Democrat dies. I finally sent a Democrat senator go to jail for selling himself for favors, and then his wife got busted for doing the same thing, selling favors to her husband. I don't,
I wonder
people
if
like some don't go to jail. Well, guess what? That won't. But this kind of seems it's so much going on. So we start out with the Catholic school shootings, and then we mosey along, and then we get to the guy stabbing the girl. And then, Epstein files are coming out. Okay.
Are they?
So that's what they said. And then they released 36,000 pages of files. Oh, wait. And they're releasing the Crossfire documents, all the stuff from the 2016 spy stuff with Obama, and they're making all that public.
Wow.
So that ought to be interesting. No, Charlene. Okay, sorry. Hey, don't hate. Where are you from anyway? New York City. I should have known. You're a weirdo. I already know it. No, I'm just teasing. I got a lot of sane friends that live in New York. So anyway,
there are very few of them, but they're there.
Well, no, I got lots of friends that they're just not all sane. So anyway, Miss New York, you like New York City? Okay. Well, it's you can be a Democrat and not hate the guy. There's lots of Democrats I don't hate. There's lots of Democrats I think are disgusting pigs, but Well, in all fairness, when I was young, I started out as a Democrat in the Deep South, no less, which makes it hard. And I stayed a Democrat for a while, and then they just became the parties of, well, how much can we lie to you? And then I said, well, I'll try the Republicans for a while. And they weren't really much better. So I said, the hell with this. And I became a centrist, an equal opportunity hater. And it's because both parties are wrong and they're right. But they're too far apart. And most of America is not that far apart. The independents are basically centrist. And if they ever make a centrist party, I guarantee you're going to see some Republicans join, some Democrats join, and some independents join. Because there are a lot of people who consider themselves centrist. Yeah, I consider myself a centrist because, frankly, independent doesn't work for me because I do have some views. I'm not just fishy-fashy floating around in the air. Well, okay, so sometimes I can be a centrist leaning right, but sometimes I can be a centrist leaning left. It depends what the topic is. Yes. Well, sometimes Democrats get better ideas, sometimes Republicans do. Sometimes Joe Schmo does. Atlas, I don't know. Atlas is not coming to eat us. People stop writing to me about Atlas and asking me if it's extraterrestrials. I said this on Wednesday night. If I find out or see anything that looks fishy or that I would consider to be extraterrestrial, I swear y'all will be the first people I will get on air and run my mouth off and tell everybody everything I know.
Right now, it just looks like a weird, suspicious comet.
And Janine, where are you from? Oh, LA. Well, hello, LA. Hey, we got New York and LA. That's weird.
Both sides of the weirdness.
Come on.
Yeah, well, that's what they said about Omarosa. Was that Sean? They said Omarosa was alien, and it had some weird characteristics. It did some weird shit, and then they said it sent a signal back, and then NASA they had a signal, and then all of a sudden, no, we don't have a signal. Where the fucking signal go? Why were they talking about the gold record now? And nobody wants to talk about anything. And then here comes Atlas, la, 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 la. And then apparently we got another signal. But according to the people who have got these signals, they said the signals weren't directed to us, that we had intercepted both signals going to somewhere else. Fuck if I know, I wasn't there. I'd like to know if for true, if it's for real. It's a good report and it's a reliable source, but that still doesn't prove that it's real. So in the very beginning, Jay and I had talked about this. They said Omarosa was turning around, whatever the bitch's name is, was turning around and coming back with friends. And it had admitted a signal back to us. Okay.
And somewhere around the same time as that, the black flag satellite that's up there changed orientation.
Yeah, repositioned itself. Which, by the way, the satellite that everyone says doesn't exist, even though there's literally hundreds of pictures of it now. It's Jimmy said Black Knight is a satellite. They don't know where it came from. It's not anybody, doesn't belong to anybody currently living on the planet that we know of. It's not from humans, let's put it like that. And it looks very, very advanced. We never go around it because they said every time a ship gets near it, it loses power. But it always seems that something pushes it past so that it gets its power back. So it has some kind of passive protection system for sure. But when Atlas did something, it turned around. Now, still, when I checked the trajectory of Atlas, it's not coming over Earth. It's still headed on the elliptic through the solar system, passing closer to Mars than us. And at that time, we're actually on both different sides of the solar system. So it's not like we're close together. They're way over here, we're way over here. So, yeah, that may change. I mean, it has changed directions. And it's not supposed to be able to do that. Just like Oumuamua wasn't supposed to do that either.
Yeah, if it turned around, then it's definitely under intelligent control.
Well, no, as far as we know, Oumuamua has now just left the solar system and is headed out into deep space to never be seen again. But 2 weeks ago, that's not what they were saying, or 3 weeks ago, actually. That's not what they were saying. And then they got on this Atlas, this AI or I, whatever the hell it is, Atlas. And then it was this, then it was that. So they said James Webb got its best picture of it today. I looked at it. The picture looks like AI to me because it looks like a pretty good picture. It looks like a asteroid of some sort. But there's some like handle on the front of, somebody called it a giant ape curled up or something. It looks like a handle to like a lamp. It makes the whole thing look like a genie's lamp or something. So I don't know what that was about. And I don't know if it was real or not. It makes me want to question the picture. Because I don't know what that would be. It would be something definitely odd and different on the on it. No, you can find the pictures. They're available. Yeah, they're up there. What do you mean? Well, I mean, if heaven exists, I'm sure that's where Charlie is. Unless he's mad and he's still hanging out at the college. Well, he may have become a ghostie. Yes, a ghostie. Who knows for sure. So no, tomorrow's about different things. Actually, I don't even know who's going to be on Arthur's Quill. I get the chance to talk to Carmen today. I'll have to call him in the morning, and it'll be posted by 1 or 2 tomorrow afternoon anyway. Yes, Sean is pregnant. He's hanging out with Jay. I don't know what happened. Well, people, if you don't know how babies are made, don't look at me. Come on, have mercy.
Don't look at me, man. Mine's 35 years old. I'm done with babies, man.
No. Oh, you mean Wall? No. Okay, real quick. I know we're running out of time, but so 2 big bank members of Wall Street said that if this communist guy wins and becomes mayor of the city, that Wall Street needs to seriously thinking about relocating to somewhere else, maybe in Florida or Texas. They don't want to go to California, so and they want. I think they want to.
Wow, man.
So, well, they don't want to be there.
Imagine a riot over that.
I imagine how much money it'll cost the city. Well, I mean, it's just basically making a building somewhere else and letting all the stock people move there. I mean, a lot of that's done online anyway these days, but no, they were serious about it. They don't feel like, how can you say, oh, it's the most busy city in the world, most business oriented city in the world, I should say, and it's got a communist mayor? Get the hell out of here. So here's a good one for you. Before Hong Kong went back to China, it was at a 17% growth rate. Since it went back to China, it's at a 1.2% growth rate.
Wow. That's huge loss.
Damn.
That's huge. So it's not visited as much, even though it's a great city. People are still iffy when it comes to communism. Don't get me wrong, China's got a lot of tourists, but still people don't feel as safe. Of course, I don't know why they'd feel safe coming to the United States, since living in Chicago is like living in Beirut or somewhere.
Well, or going to college is like living in Beirut. You can get shot talking to people.
I know. So they put out a poll today that Democrats will find it more socially acceptable for there to be harm done to someone with different political views. That party needs to go.
Yeah, it's a clear indicator that all they want to do is, if they can't get their way, they're gonna force their way through violence.
Yeah, that's pretty much what they want to do. What do you mean? Oh, you mean why didn't Trump put troops? Okay. So basically, the rules of the United States is that governors usually need to request troops. So Trump really needs it. Like in Tennessee, they're going to Memphis this week. But the governor, Trump talked to the governor. The governor said, yeah, bring him in. Well, of course, the Illinois governor doesn't want troops there. It would just make him look worse than he already does. I mean, come on. 5 dead last week, 54 injured. I mean, that's pretty gnarly numbers, man. Oh yeah, we're gotten better. Yeah, really? Are you sure? I mean, how bad was it here if you consider this better? So I don't know how that's all going to play out. I'm sure Trump's going to challenge it because Trump's challenging right now in the Supreme Court the fact that lower courts can't decide for the whole nation, because then he'd have to fight with how many 700 courts there are. Well, that's not fair. So I think the Supreme Court's going to rule in his favor on this. That he doesn't. That this is, and the ones that are up right now are for the birthers. He's not saying if you're not born in the United States, you're not have birthright citizen. He's saying if you're from out of the country and you just come in pregnant, or you get pregnant like the first year you have a baby, that's not an anchor baby. It doesn't get automatic rights, which makes sense to me. Unless it's got an American daddy or mama. Colorado is a violent place for some reason. Colorado is one of the most beautiful states I've ever been to, but it's violent. They have regular school shootings there. They have movie theater shootings there. And think about it. They were one of the very first people that gave you pot. Who could have known potheads are so violent? I mean, most of the potheads I know are really laid back. Like, yeah, man, it's just cool, man.
The exact opposite.
I don't want to blow nothing up, man. What you talking about? It's well, Colorado's got a different pot culture. One, it is recreational, but two, they're allowed to grow plants there, and they're allowed to. They can't sell it, but they can trade stuff for it. Don't ask me, man. I don't live there. It's and it's a tri-colored state. Technically, it's a purple state.
Mm-hmm.
It's been voting blue lately, but there are enough red people there to turn it red if they needed to. They just, yeah. You mean the electoral college? So what you're saying is that electoral vote should be doled out by how many people? So in other words, so you're saying like if Trump would have won 30% of California, he should have got 30% of their votes, right? It could work that way. Would it have helped Trump in this election? Maybe. I mean, he handedly won everything, so. Well, it can make a problem where things are close. But that also means he would have got 46% of New York's vote. Yeah, you got to think about things like that. So I don't know how that. No, they're not going to. There are some states that do that actually divide up their vote. I think there's 3 states that do that. Maybe 4, but most of the states know. It's by how many ever people you have in the House is how many electoral votes you have. Yes. So if you got 20 people in the House, you got 20 electoral votes. No, Jeffrey, you're thinking of senators. There's only 2 senators. 2 for each state. Not for the Commonwealth, for the states. Well, I mean, not the Commonwealth, the territories. Yeah. No, Commonwealths can have senators like Pennsylvania and Virginia and stuff like that, but Puerto Rico and Guam are not their territories. So they can't even vote in presidential elections. Well, if we take Canada, that's Canada will be a territory.
Dudes, I gotta go. Good night.
Yeah, get out of here. Going. It's midnight.
Okay,
so we get ready to wrap up in a second anyway. Go.
Right, I'll see you later and see you tomorrow night.
Yeah, it's like 3 hours and zingity by. Well, no, Jeffrey, we got the only one we didn't get into it really in depth was the Colorado shooting, and that'll probably be on another show. But what do you mean? Why do I think it mattered that the guy was transvestite? You talking about for the Catholic school shooting? What do you mean? Why does it matter? I don't know. You answer the question. Why does it matter if he's a transvestite or not? A killer's a killer.
He shot into a church while they were having church services. So
yeah,
doesn't matter whether he's transgender or not. What he is a criminal.
So when we were growing up, and this is still true today, if you refer to yourself as they or them, It means you're schizoid. It's not really a choice about your sexuality. It's a choice about, are you fucking nuts?
Mental capacity, mental
Anytime
health.
you
Are
think
you
there's
sane?
more than one of you, you've got issues.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. No, that's science fact. You don't even have to argue with me about it. You go look it up for yourself. So when you're hearing people, well, I'm they, them, and it. I'm like, really? Well, what the fuck is the it part? That's just scary. And they and them, go check yourself into a shrink. Well, there are lots of mental hospitals around the country. Just go check into one of them. Say, hey,
Yeah, there are tons
I
of
think
them.
I'm a they.
There's an enormously famous, and we've talked about this department all the time. Well, not all the time, but quite frequently on several platform shows throughout the network. Harvard University has a very, very qualified psychological department that's groundbreaking research in the alien UFO abduction phenomenon. But that's not the only thing that they can do. It's a teaching college, right? They teach people how to go out into the world and become a doctor, like they would be a psychologist, taking your problems and helping you solve them. We don't have enough mental health throughout the region, I think, to understand this weird phenomenon. The fact is that transgenders probably make up less than 1% of the population, at least of America.
Yeah.
And if that whole 1% wants to get their point across violently, well, they're not going to last very long, because less than 1% of the population, let's just say it's 350 million in the U.S., less than 1% of that's what? 100,000?
Yeah, you're just.
I mean, that's a very small population. That's, if they're going to try to get violent and get their views across by shooting people like Charlie Kirk, they're not going to last very long, because there's a lot more people with more guns than them.
It is. It's true. Well, it was like
It's just math. I'm not trying to be mean or saying that you're wrong. The fact
I was
is
listening
that,
to this guy yesterday talking about, well, there's going to be another revolution. I said, you better hope not. I said, everybody in the heartland and the South owns all the damn guns. And I said, if you think the military is going to fight for y'all, you've gotten stupid. It's because you're fighting for liberal morals. Well, they're already losing the Hispanics and the blacks at an alarming rate. And you see more and more blacks every day on TV or TikTok or Facebook or Instagram talking about how stupid the Democrats are and how they had everybody fooled. And more people are realizing that it was the Republicans that voted to free the slaves. It was the Republicans that gave them the right to vote. It was the Republicans that ended Jim Crow. And almost every piece of legislation there is for how even the right to vote came from the Republicans. But somehow or another, that all got switched around. And when we ask older people, and they'll tell you, no, that's not really, it is true. But they were being told by their churches or whatever that was how it was, but it wasn't. Democrats founded the KKK. I mean, they voted against Lincoln to free the slaves. They created Jim Crow, and they voted against every piece of legislation to free the slaves, every vote. So when you educate yourself on it, you realize you've been being played, but then that just pisses you off more, because you realize you've been played. What's that, Jimmy? It's no, nothing I'm saying. Everything I'm saying is absolute truth. You can go check it out for yourself. Well, it's like when people ask me about reparations. Really? Okay, you know what? My family didn't own slaves. No. And so why am I being asked to pay for reparations? And let's remember, only 1.4% of the population owned slaves. That's it. So you're going to expect 98.6% of the population to pay reparations on something they had nothing to do with. Plus, you're going to ask the people's families, for the 400,000 people who died in the war to free the slaves, for their families to pay reparations too. Shouldn't you be paying?
Well, that's a good point. Who should be responsible? Both sides of my family weren't even in the United States during those times. We were in Ireland and in Italy. My dad's family came over in the 1890s. My mom's family came over in the 1920s during the, just after World War II. My mom was the second generation of family born from Italy in America. We didn't have slaves. Why did we have to pay reparations?
Well, and then there's the not the Confederates, but the Union soldiers who died. Shouldn't their families be paid reparations too?
I think any reparations getting paid should be paid from the families who owned slaves.
But that's not what I'm talking about. The 400,000 men that died to free the slaves.
Oh, well, there's that too.
Shouldn't they be being paid reparations? Because without them, there is no freed slaves.
Well, here's another moral question: those men who died on the Union side, if we're to accept that the Civil War was only over slavery, and it was not, it was over money and economy, but the Union states, most of them didn't abolish slavery until 10 and 13 years after the Civil War ended. Whereas before the war and during the war, almost all of the southern states had abolished it. Most of the slaves that were still around that had been freed stayed on their respective plantations for the most part as sharecroppers. And throughout the war, the last 3 or 4, Georgia and a few other states had freed their slaves and were using their slaves in the war long before the Union soldiers decided to train a group of black soldiers. So the thing is that people don't realize it, that it wasn't over slavery. The Union soldiers and the blue coats, they didn't free their slaves until way longer.
Yeah, even after they were freed, it still took time before anything really changed. But
not until the 1960s did you get any real.
That's the thing, though. Everybody's taught that the Civil War is over slavery, which it didn't start over slavery. It started over the South was trying to secede from the Union, and the Union wasn't going to allow it to happen. That's what the real war actually started.
The Union wouldn't have survived because all the agrarian services that the country needed, food and textiles, are down south. All the big industry, like the things that the South needed to move its products, rails and trains, all that was being made up north. So splitting our country in half that way, having all the food and the textiles and the clothing being made down south, and all the industry, guns and cars and buckboards and whatever else would be made at the time, they would have collapsed. Both sides would have absolutely collapsed, and then we'd be speaking English again.
Yes, it was. What's that, Raymond? No, what we were talking about is how the war actually started, and it didn't actually start to free the slaves, but the South had already started freeing slaves before the war even started. Mm-hmm. So I think that's why Lincoln went ahead and did it, because he knew at the time, well, it's not going to be as big as a push as I thought it was going to be, because some of the states and some of the places are already starting to free them.
Yeah, you could use it as a talking point to, make the war, legal, get it through Congress, get it through Senate to declare war on the South.
Jimmy, it was an interesting mess, to say the least. Our country, it was just, people were dying left and right, and
brother killing brother, father killing father, son. I mean, it was just ridiculous. Half of every state fought on either side.
Yeah, it was pretty sad. Well, it's over, and it's settled, and the Union is the Union, and that's where we are. The happy Union, the Republic. So the other day I'm watching them ask different congressional members about what are we? And they're like, well, of course we're a democracy. They say, oh, we're a democracy. And they're like, of course we're a democracy.
Yeah.
Each and every one of them said it. And then, of course, the person asked the question said, well, I thought we were a republic. And then you see him look at them like, oh, shit, we are a republic, aren't we? And well, no, we're not a democracy. People, democracy is different than a republic. You need to look it up and see the differences. The founding fathers were smart enough not to make us a democracy. It would have been a nightmare. Because everything would have had to be voted on, everything.
Mm-hmm.
Prices, everything. It would have been a nightmare.
If we had, we might have a different economy, but I think it would be harder to get things through Congress. Absolutely.
Mm-hmm. Good night, sweetie. It's no, Jack. We're getting ready to roll out of here in a minute. I was just looking for something, but I feel for all of y'all who's a regular Charlie Kirk follower. He was a nice guy. He didn't really seem to have the other agenda than what he was pushing, and that was open and above board. So, well, Jackie, it's unfortunate, but so it's the old saying: "Is only the good die young." So he's been doing good since he was 17. He was 31. Maybe the other side said, "You know what? You did a good job. You've done a lot of work. It's time to come home." Well, I don't know why his kid's destiny would have been that, or his wife's. Which what I'm saying, I don't know. We always talk about karma and fate and destiny, but so his karma was to die, but that also means his children's karma was to grow out without their father, and his wife without her husband.
Mm-hmm.
So is it really karma, or is it just action and reaction? I'm just, don't get mad at me, people. I'm just, is it their action or reaction? Well, a lot of us today are worried about a lot of things, but what do you mean? E.T. go home? Asshole. No, it's not E.T. go home.
E.T. phone home.
E.T. is home. How's that?
Yeah, they never left.
They're hanging out with us, talking smack. No, really, Jesse, it's we got to go, but I am really saddened for what happened with Charlie Kirk, and this kid just looks so nonchalant. I mean, he just looks like, you know what, fucking, I'm going to shoot this guy in the neck. I'm with Jada. We were talking about earlier. I think the shot was actually dropped. I don't think he's that good of a shot, but I mean, I don't know. He could have been going to the shooting range, and a 30-06 is a very accurate gun. It was always one of the favorite sniper rifles, and for deer hunting, it's like the top.
Not knowing what brand it was, if he had a decent brand rifle and he bought, the high-end, expensive ammunition, not the cheap stuff, or just target stuff. A one-time shooter or an inexperienced shooter can get that one lucky shot. And the one thing, especially, it was a bolt-action rifle, first of all. So if he would have had to have cycled the gun, he would likely have not hit on the second and third recurring shots. But on top of that, whenever you're going to shoot, particularly with a rifle, particularly from a prone position, and particularly while you're breathing calmly, as long as you're not, the first shot's going to be the best shot out of any shot you take anyway.
It's what's it, Jimmy? No, bolt action's actually the preferred method. I often wondered that until I got my own gun. So
it is a little bit smoother if you have a very nice, if you clean your gun nicely.
It's a smoother gun, and if you understand how the bolt works, you can actually get each shot can be actually a little bit more accurate. But you got to understand how to use the bolt. You can't be all crazy and jumping all over and jerking a gun all over the place. The bolt, when you flip it up with your thumb, it pops back. You hit it with your fingers, and you just pop it back, and it pops back, and you lock it back in place. With the bullet, you can do it in all of about 0.5 milliseconds or something. And then the reason I was telling you the way you do the bolt is because if you do it the other way, where you kind of sit back and handle the gun, you've lost your aim, which means now you got to get back in position and re-aim. If you stay in position, and do the bolt like a professional shooter would, then you stay in position. You never lose the target. So when the bolt's back locked in place, you're still your hand, your arm, and your finger is still in the same places, ready to make the next shot. It's a more accurate gun. That's why they use them. Look, I didn't make the rule, and even today, snipers, even today, with the bigger ones, with the 50 cals they're using to shoot 2 miles, have bolts on them.
And if you've ever watched any of the footage of a trained military sniper, when they pull the bolt, they don't go like you see in all the JFK videos. They go. They go real slow, real methodical. And the reason they do that is the more you jostle that gun around, the more you have to zero back in on your target if you miss the first shot. You want to, you don't want that gun to move, and it's going to move every time you shoot it. You have to try to keep it without moving to keep your aim.
Somebody asked me that today. I think the first deer I killed, I was 11. Yes. Oh, no, I killed it with a 12 gauge. Actually, that's not even true. I killed it with a 20 gauge slug. So somebody must have hit this deer earlier in the day or something, and it came. I was sitting on the back of my grandpa's pickup truck, and they were out running the dogs, and he come across in front of me. When he did, it startled me, and I had 2 slugs in a 20 gauge, and it went pop, pop, and it just fell over right there. That was the first one I ever killed. It scared me as much as I killed it, so I guess I did more than scared, but that was the first time I'd ever killed a big animal. I'd already killed rabbits and squirrels and birds and stuff like that. Well, I was raised in the bayou, people. Hunting, it was just part of life. So where most people use like 410s of squirrel hunting shit, we use 22s because you had to hit them through the head to kill them. So it took more skill, but it did less damage, and there wasn't a bunch of BBs to pick out later on, which always sucks.
Ding.
I cracked a tooth on a damn BB. Eating rabbit, you gotta pick them up.
I was going to say, if you don't mind a little bit of lead poisoning in your Hassenpfeffer, that's the preferred way to shoot a rabbit is with number 8 or 9 or 10 shot, very small pellets.
Yeah. Well, you're not going to get a lot of distance, but you don't really need much when you're shooting at close range like that. Rabbits are fast. People don't think they can't move. They can move, especially if there's bribe patches around them. Bitches be zinging in and out of stuff. You're trying to figure out how they got in there.
Target in the sporting clays arena. There's a target called the Rabbit, and it's a clay disc, and it's a 3 or 4 inch circle, but instead of it being shaped like a frisbee like the other clay disc, it's just a flat. It's like a coaster, like you put your Coke on it. And it rolls on its edge rather than flies horizontal. It rolls like this along the ground, and if it hits a rock or a stick, it'll jump like a rabbit. But you shoot them, you go pull, and you run them along the ground and shoot them. That's very, very cool. But that's why you shoot rabbit with many pellets, because of the fact they are fast. One pellet isn't going to kill it.
It's what the hell is this? Oh wait, that's in the wrong place. Okay, I gotta come back and check on that.
Uh-oh.
I made a boo-boo. There's been a lot of weird people checking in lately and popping in and
Pal talk again?
No. I don't even know what I did with Pal talk. I lost it somewhere. I'm not sure what I did with it. It's I really don't. I have no idea where I put it. It's just I don't know what it is. It's just the questions are weird, and then about half the people that's hit me up tonight have been kind of pissy about Charlie, which I mean that's their right to be. I mean, if you don't like the guy, you don't like the guy. I mean, I wouldn't talk ill of the dead, but I mean that's your right as an American citizen. I mean, if that's what you want to say, it is your right. And damn it. No, Jack, it's your right to say whatever the hell you want. I mean, it's a free country. Just because I don't agree with it don't mean you can't say it. Just because I think you're a little prick, Oh, did I say that out loud? I'm sorry. But just because I think that doesn't mean, we can't be friends, asshole. But I mean, it is comes right down to it that you're right. I mean, if you want to talk shit about the man, you can talk shit about him. I'm sure wherever he's at now, he's probably really not worried about what you're saying. I'm just thinking, he don't probably care. Well, he seemed like a pretty good guy. So if he's a good guy, that means he crossed over, no problems, and he's partying like it's 1999. I don't. Sometimes I don't exactly know where y'all get some of this stuff from. That's all I'm saying. I'm just kind of wondering. I see some of these comments, and I'm kind of like, well, y'all are on good drugs, aren't y'all? And it's. Well, I mean, sometimes I see comments that make me wonder what kind of drugs y'all are on. I'm just being honest.
Yeah, and why you're not offering to share them with us is even more
Yeah,
shocking.
you should be sharing. I agree with Jay on this. You definitely should be sharing, people. If you're not sharing, shame the shit on you. No, that was not Elizabeth Hurley. What was her name? Oh, I can't think of her damn name now. But it's Oh, you're talking about Dune. I don't know who's in Dune, other than the original stars. I don't know who it's in. I mean, the last movie's stars. I don't know who's in it. Yeah, Aquaman was in it. I mean, not as Aquaman, but he was in it.
Yeah, Jason Momoa. He played Duncan Idaho.
Yeah, and he's in some new movie with his kid. His kid's in the movie with him. Sounds kind of interesting.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, he's a nice guy. I mean, his kid seems like a nice guy. I was talking to him once. Said he seemed pretty laid back, and sounds like he takes after his daddy somewhat. He just seemed kind of chilled. Yeah, he was just like, yeah, okay. Looks like he's a decent little actor. I mean, we'll see. I mean, when the movie comes out, we'll see how good of an actor he is. No, we'll have to wait till the movie comes out to see how good of an actor he is. Yeah. But we'll wait and see, and then we'll all be happy, and he'll be the greatest actor to ever live, and we'll all be happy with him. No, you know what I seen today? I seen what was the other Superman's name? The last guy. God.
I
don't know.
can see his face right there.
Well, he got hurt on filming on a set the other day, but it's on some TV series that I like, or some new remake or something. I just can't remember what it was now. And I know when I seen it, I found it I found it to be interesting. It's Carvel. Is that his name? Something Carvel or something?
No. Oh, the new Spinal Tap is out now, by the way. Spinal Tap 2, The End Continues.
Die, people, die. Okay, let's get this and get rolling. Well, no, Jenny. Well, there's a new Superman now. A couple people told me it was pretty good, so I haven't not seen it. So don't ask me. I really haven't seen it. I would be lying to you if I told you I had seen it. Yeah, no, I haven't seen it.
Tyler Hoechlin was the new Superman and Lois guy. He came out off the Flash series. What was that new? The new guy is David Corenswet. It's the latest Superman, but it was the guy before him.
Something Carvel, I thought. I can't think of it. I seen him earlier today. That's what made me think about this. But
Henry Cavill.
Yeah, that's it.
Henry Cavill. And then he was in a movie. You were saying it was something like what?
It was some kind of sci-fi movie, some series or something, and he got hurt in it. It was something I'm interested in watching. I just can't remember seeing it.
That he got hurt on?
Yeah, he got hurt on it on set while casting on set.
All right, known for Man of Steel, Batman, Superman, Justice League, Man from U.N.C.L.E. That must be the TV show you're thinking of.
Yeah, it just said he got hurt on it, and I was like, "Oh, okay. Well, what's going on here?"
Let's go to the news. I'm on his main page here. Let's go to the news area of his. He's 42. Related news. Highlander reboot.
That's what it was. The Highlander. I knew it was something I wanted to see. It's a Highlander reboot. That's what it was. He's going to be Connor McLeod.
Oh, well, cool.
Yeah, I wanted to. It's going to replace. Or is it Duncan? No, he's Connor.
Let's go to his upcoming. He's got 8 movies upcoming. It's a busy man.
Hey, you got to get it while you can get it, my friend.
Voltron. Wow, he's going to be in Voltron. I wonder, as a voice actor or is it a live action? Highlander. Yep. McLeod. Let's see when it's coming out. Does it have a date yet? I don't see a release date.
Nah, but when I seen it, I hadn't seen any release date. It just said he was hurt on it while filming. And when I seen Highlander, I was like, "Oh shit, this might be interesting." Well, Jeffrey, you don't know it's going to be interesting until you actually see the damn thing. But
yeah,
it's
look, it's either going to suck or it isn't.
Isn't that the fucking truth? No, we're getting ready to wrap up. We got about 3 or 4 minutes, and then we're going to wrap up. No, it was just stuck in my head, and I wanted to remember it before I crashed, so I could tell somebody about it.
Oh, he's in Deadpool and Wolverine as the Cavalrine.
Did he? I didn't notice him.
Yeah, I didn't either.
That. I don't know if I liked that movie or if that movie was disappointing. I haven't quite come to terms with that movie yet. I know that little prequel they did where Deadpool was just running around saying he was going to be on with Wolverine, but that kind of sucked. And what was that Loki series? They were time something or another.
Yeah, I think there's going to be another season of that, and then that'll be the wrap up of it. But yeah, it was basically just a time loop, time traveling thing.
Season 3 of Strange New Worlds ended last night, so it's with him starting his real relationship with Spock. That could be interesting.
Yeah, I got a couple episodes I think to catch up on, but
yeah, well, they're only going to give him 5 seasons. Yeah, they said they're only going to give him 5 seasons because by then it would be time for Kirk to be taken over.
At some point, he leaves the Enterprise. Kirk takes over. He's actually the second captain of the Enterprise. Before him was Robert April, who's actually in the pre-production is a picture of Gene Roddenberry. In the new show, it's a black actor, and I don't know the actor's name, but he's Admiral Robert April, the previous captain. And then Captain Kirk is supposed to take over, and during Captain Kirk's reign, Captain Pike is permanently nearly dead, killed in a Delta Ray accident. It causes him to become not only paralyzed, but horribly disfigured to the point where he is unable to speak and can only answer in yes or no questions.
Yeah, I'm going to see how they're going to upgrade that in this one.
Yeah. And are they going to show the accident? They're alluding to it because he's had some.
They've kind of showed the accident. They've kind of showed bits and pieces.
They've shown some prescient visions. Yeah, some future visions of it.
But since they haven't done the cage yet, I'm wondering if somewhere along the line he's got to go there.
They have to redo that if they're going to reboot the timeline. He and Spock and the landing party go there and get fucked up. Pardon my French.
No, they go there. That's where he meets the blonde because later on Spock brings him back there to live out his life.
Yes, because after the horrible accident, he can only live in his mind. So where else to let him live out his life is that place, Talos 4.
Yeah, Talos 4. That's it. It's Who's geeking out? Oh, we're just talking about sucking.
It's a neat concept, that episode. That was the actual pilot. It was called The Cage. It was written by
it was
Gene
the pilot.
Roddenberry to get the show on TV, and he shopped it around and he showed it to CBS and they said no, and he showed it to ABC and they said no, and then he showed it to NBC and they said maybe it's too brainy. Lose the first officer who's a chick and the guy with the ears. Get him out of there. Get the devil guy out of there. And here's $65,000. Make us another one. That's unprecedented in Hollywood, even today, where they ask you to make a second pilot, which he did. And then the second pilot has Captain Kirk in it.
Yeah, because the original actor didn't want to come back for some reason.
No, he was unable. He was filming a Western movie at that time and was under contract to another film company. He could not leave it while he was filming. So he lost out.
Yeah, he lost out long term on that. I mean, because that's. I mean, look how much money he's made. I mean, William Shatner has raked in some dinero. There ain't no doubt about that.
As much as he was loath to hate the character he created, that's what skyrocketed into his near godhood.
What you talk? Oh no, James, that's oh shit, I can't think of his name now. No, there's supposed to be Firefly season 2's coming out.
Firefly season 2.
That's what they're saying. Firefly season 2. Type it in and see if you can find it. I had seen a whatchamacallit the other day, a trailer on YouTube. But I couldn't tell if they're bringing back the original actors or if they're bringing in replacements or maybe like kids or something.
Well, I don't know.
I didn't get a long enough time to look at it, and then it keeps coming across my pages.
There's something. Look at this. Oh, that's Firefly Lane. Nope. Firefly 2025. Different actors.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, that must be it. 2025. Because I thought.
No, this is underwater. This can't be it.
Never mind.
It's the real journey of Vicky as he deals with life's challenges. Vicky, a guy named Vicky. That's woke. No, that's definitely not it.
I don't say who the hell is Vicky, man. I don't know no Vickies in Firefly. Not to say they couldn't be somebody different. I mean, let's be honest, they could be.
Serenity, Firefly. It doesn't have anything new. Let me see if there's something on the actual Firefly TV
This
series.
been coming across my Facebook pretty regularly.
Well, sometimes those aren't always trustworthy. Those are, the fans put these fake movie posters together, for some movie they want to see done as a live action, and it's always fake.
No, these are trailers and stuff.
Yeah, there's some people that put those together too. Rated news. No.
Okay, let's see.
Is there a new TV? Yeah, not been confirmed to return for Firefly season 2. Following cancellation, Serenity returned in 2005. Wow.
That's supposed to be one, but like I said, I haven't really seen anything on it other than the first.
We're still in the air. The stars of the series have moved on, is what this is saying. That's May 3rd, so it's just a rumor. Firefly reboot 2025. There is no such thing. You can watch Firefly now, though, on TV, on Disney and Hulu.
Watching Firefly is a waste of time these days. What is there, 12 episodes?
13 episodes. Only 10, I believe, were actually aired on national broadcast television. It was Fox owned it. Fox aired it. And the 10 episodes, they were canceled. However, all 13 of the first season had been filmed and in the can. They just never got prepped and readied for air. So they don't have like commercial breaks.
There's more than 10 you can watch.
13 episodes total, yes.
Yeah. So at least they put them out.
Yeah, you can get them there, and there's like 2 or 3 alternate versions of the main pilot. So it's if you can get it, it's a good package. I don't know how much, but I think I paid $30 or $40 when it first came out.
Well, I got it actually when I got the movie Serenity. Firefly came with it.
Oh, okay. Well, so I may have 2 copies of it then, but
so no, Jeanine.
Fantastic
the
series.
Ship is
The
named is
movie
Serenity. Yeah, the ship's named Serenity, and there's a movie named Serenity.
Which was the show was so popular that they decided to make a movie to give finalization closeout for the season because you didn't get to see the whole season. You only saw 10 out of the 13 shows. And by the way, even if you've not seen the show, Serenity, the movie by itself, is a fantastic movie. You'll be completely freaking lost because what they're talking about is, they will reference a lot of stuff from the TV show. But if you don't care about that, it doesn't change the plot or the action or the story any. So go watch it.
It's you'll enjoy it. It's a lot of fun to watch. It's there's another Stargate supposed to be coming out next year, and then Star Trek: The Academy. I don't know about that one.
Yeah,
we'll see how that goes. And then they're wanting to use this new Kirk, but they can't figure out if they want to do between Pike and when Kirk's 3 years starts that we all watch, or if they want to pick up after the end of the first 3 years.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And by the way, there is a series out there that's picked up 2 more seasons of this guy plays a pretty good Kirk. He's actually been on this show before. And so he's
been on this show?
He's been on this show, yeah. Oh no, on UFO Undercover, sorry. Wrong show. But he's been on UFO Undercover. And
let's get him on.
Kirk. He played a good Kirk, and you can get those episodes on YouTube, by the way, guys and girls. You can actually get them on YouTube. Yeah, that's kind of cool. No, Jenny, we're way past having to go. Yes. Well, no, technically the show's 4 hours. I mean, we have the time for it. We just don't always use it. Aaliyah, that's it. Aaliyah. Ooh, yeah. Let me find it right quick. Let me see if I even got it on here still. You can find it on Rumble. Matter of fact, that very archive you're talking about uploads there. Now, while I'm talking about that, so there's a lot of stuff on the main page, on the main website, that is slowly but surely being put into the members category. So all the new shows, the 30-something new shows we have, those will all still be free, and you can still find them for free on YouTube and everywhere else that we are. But starting soon, you will only be able to get the older shows as a member-only service. They'll be offered there, and some of them will be offered on Roku as well. But that's the only place you're going to be able to get them. I think it's $6.99 a month. It's not a lot of money, so I think currently right now there's about 300 archives in there. They get by the time I'm through, there'll be about 1,500 or 1,800. Yeah, so it'll be well worth the $6.99. It'll take a while to go through that many archives. And we'll be adding new archives. Plus, we've got plans on doing a lot of in-field investigations on a lot of different things. And I applied for a press pass to the White House this year. So,
oh, wow.
No, we qualified for it. When I went and read the list, we qualified for it. So I said, why the hell not? Well, you have to tell them when you're going to be around so they can invite you in. Yes, it's cool as hell. Well, it sounds like they'll give it to me. I just have to let them know when I'm going to be in D.C. Well, Jamie, if you want to pay me to go, baby, feel free. I'm all for it, you know. Big C, all mouth and no money. I see how that works. Yeah, I see you talking shit. Y'all mouth and no money. No, you can make it. Donations what keeps the station on its air. So I made a rule a long time ago that I can't put any of my own money into the station anymore. I used to, but when we switched over to all electronic, I decided, nope, it's either got to support itself or adios amigos. Yes, it supports itself pretty good, but it's. What do you mean? Can I live on it? You got to be stupid. I love the show, but living on it, it's not. Nah, it's not there yet. Give it some time. Well, this is really truly the only year we've ever monetized it was this year. Yeah, it's always been a 401c3, and it was the station itself was designed to support our research organization. That's what it was here for. But it's grown so much over the years that it's become a full-fledged station. So we decided this year we'd go ahead and monetize it. Well, it's always had some monetization, just not a lot. Now we're just going full out with it, yeah. And feel free to always make a donation. Any amount's acceptable. $5 up.
That's the one good thing about money. It's always the right color and it's always the right size.
No, Gene, feel free. No, really. Actually, there's a smaller member stuff you can subscribe to that gives you other things, banners and stuff like that, stuff that you can see. Yeah. Oh, we add new stuff all the time. Matter of fact, I'm going to add some polls this coming week. You'll only be able to get them, but that's on the lower membership. That's like $1.99 or $2.99 or something. And every now and then I stick a video in there too. It's just something extra. The Roku stuff's going to be different. It's different material. It'll be more modern material, meaning that it'll be coming off of the shows that are broadcasting now. So some of that will be paid for material. It just depends on what it is and what kind of work goes into it. The price can vary anywhere from $1.99 to $29.99 or anything in between or above, depending on what's going on. Well, we've been asked to do an online conference a couple of times. It takes a lot of time to put together. Get the right guests. Now, with the equipment we use today, it'll be a lot easier. I can tell you that.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. No, man. Back when we used to have to use the phone lines, it was nightmarish. And then when we had to switch over to Skype and Pal Talk, that was also nightmarish. It was just a lot of work.
Yeah, if you're on the phone for 2 hours doing an interview show, even though we also had video, then you have the telephone in your ear. It's cauliflower after half an hour, 35 minutes.
Oh yeah, it is. Well, because we would, you're talking nonstop. Because when we used to have to use radio interviews back then, they were all on the phone. It was always a pain in the ass. I remember one of the very first interviews I ever done. We're talking over 35 years ago. And I remember it was a group of local networks, and one of our directors got us on. And we got on there and we got to talk, and it was a really good conversation. Then all of a sudden it took a turn for religion. And why that God would not allow for extraterrestrials and shit, and it went haywire after that. But it was a good show, and I remember I had some of my fellow directors on with me, and it was a lot of fun. Today, I do a lot of lectures, a lot of radio, a lot of TV. It's a little different nowadays. Well, one, I'm going to talk about what I want to talk about, and two, I'm very well researched, very well read, and well, if you're going to get up and talk to people about this and hold your own, you can't just know about this topic. You have to know about several topics that you really need to know your history, your archaeology, there's just your science, space, understanding of space and time. There's just a lot to understand if you're going to really truly be a real researcher. Now, news is different. That's just reporting. That's having the right connections. That's what that is. Yes. But anyway, on that note, we're going to go because I'm hungry. I want to go eat.
Yeah, and I'm tired.
And we got long days tomorrow. So Jerry Lee Morrison. Hey, dude, what's up? I do appreciate that. I got one from Southern Cross today. He was talking about how nice it was that they're going to use some of our material to show in their search about talks about what we've had with the Bible and talks about the existence of Jesus, the man, yes. It's very flattering, yes. Jay and I did this. It was a couple of weeks. We've actually did the Jesus one twice.
You've done a couple times, yeah.
It was like we did it and then we expanded into it more. Because the more you read, the more little hints and things you find. Also, we get added 10 years to his life, which I'm sure pisses off a lot of people, but it's the only thing that makes any sense. Well, no, there's no set in stone. He died when he was 31 or 33. They just say that. But they also say he was gone for 20. So if he died at 31 or 33 and he was gone for 20 years, it means he left home in the crazy jungles in the Roman Empire at 13. I'm not believing that. Maybe 17, maybe 20. I don't know. None of us were there, so we don't know for sure. Well, there's nothing wrong with adding time. I mean, think about it. Most everywhere you went back then, you had to walk.
Yeah, if you didn't have a horse or a cow, yeah, you were walking.
Well, we know he was all over the Roman Empire, and we also know he was in the Persian Empire. And the Muslims and the Jews talk about him, so, there was also contact. So you've got contact with the Roman citizens, Roman government, Persian royalty, and the everyday people of Israel and Palestine and places like that. Well, Palestine wasn't a people back then. It was an area. Today it's a people. Back then it was an area. Yeah, the whole area was called Palestine. And there were several different peoples that lived in it, including the Israelis.
Israelis, yeah.
Yeah, so I know they don't. Well, people always want to make you think that the Jews just went and stole this land. No, they went and recovered their land back. And it's they were displaced. At one point, they had no country, no homeland. Yeah, well, that's how the Palestinians feel now. But I still have not seen one Palestinian turn in one Hamas member or one Hezbollah member. Well, I mean, it just, look, they want the war to end. We want the war to end. Israel wants the war to end. Hamas wants the war to end. But yet the people don't seem to want it to end because we've known for a fact that there's been terrorists in the schools, terrorists in the hospitals, and anybody in Palestine could have turned these people in and made everybody's life easier and kept people from dying, but they didn't. Or they could have
They're hiding Hamas just as much as Hamas is using them to hide behind.
Yeah. So if they're not saying anything, it makes him complicit. Well, yeah, of course, the liberal media don't want to say that because that's not part of their narrative. They can't be complicit. No, but they are. What do you mean, starving them out of existence?
Yeah, they're trying to make the aggressors into the victims and the victims into the aggressors. It's exactly the opposite way around.
I'm gonna be blunt about this. If someone was to kill my newborn baby, set it on fire, and then stomp its head into pieces, I would make sure that they were dead, everyone they knew was dead, and every member of their family that ever existed and that was alive was dead. That's an unforgettable sin. It's unforgivable. And the fact that you let these people into, not only did you let them into your city, but you let them run your government, shows me that you're complicit. There's not going to be any more two states. Israel's not going to do a two-state. And they're like, fuck you. They may let the Gazans come back and live under Israeli rule. And even then, I think they're going to break the population up. Well, currently, when the last census I seen for Gaza, it was 51% Egyptian, 29 or 30% Syrian. So 80% of the Palestinians weren't even Palestinians. That complicates things, doesn't it? I don't know, but I would leave until this is over with. I would leave, or I would help them out, one or the other. I don't know how they're going to leave. I know Egypt's not letting them in. Egypt said, fuck you, you can't come here. But there are other countries that'll take them in. You mean like Qatar or Saudi Arabia? I don't think they'll take them in, though. I don't. I mean, they might, but I don't think so. No, we got to go though. And as far as what Israel did with Qatar the other day, that was bad on Israel's part. You know, they should know not to make Trump look bad. It will not help them.
It's only going to enrage him and hurt them.
Yeah, it's just, it's not going to help them, guys. I mean, you can't make Trump look foolish. If you do, you're only hurting yourself. Because he's going to come down on you and stop giving you weapons and start taking everybody else's side against your ass. And then you're really screwed. The only thing that keeps the Europeans from coming down on Israel like a ton of bricks is us. You mean with Putin? Putin like blue?
I think Putin's in a shitload of trouble too. I mean, he
financially
drone
is,
attack
yeah.
thing. That's
But I mean,
there's some shit coming down this week.
He's giving Xi Jinping a pretty good blowjob, so that might help him save him. But then Trump was saying that if China starts buying all of Russia's gas, that they're going to go absolutely apeshit on the tariffs against China. So China's in a precarious situation. They want to help Russia, but not at the expense of themselves. And I think that's what it comes down to. It's just, you know, she wants to help them out because they're allies, but does she really want to, you know, cause more friction between him and Trump?
Well, I mean, I think if both Russia and China start getting too chummy, Trump's going to put tariffs on both. I mean, he's not going to just tariff on one of them.
Well, he's upping his tariffs on Russia right now, but not a lot, just some.
After this drone incident, I wonder what's going to happen next. But yeah, there's going to be some more repercussions coming down the pike.
You know, what's funny about the drone thing is we're not. We don't seem to be worried about it. Even though, so, you know, we were talking about the Germans that got nukes from us now. They've also got a missile defense shield from us.
Yes.
But it's the whole area's missile defense shield. So the U.S. has given missile defense shields to several countries over there to keep other countries safe, including countries like Poland and stuff like that. So,
not only just that, we do have some bases and personnel deployed throughout Europe. So it's not just to protect those countries; it's to protect our personnel as well.
Yeah, we at one point we had 250,000 troops in Germany. I don't know if we still do, but we did.
Yeah. Hey, Google, how many American Army troops are there in Germany?
Here is some information from the web that might possibly help. On the website Statista.com, they say, in 2024, there were estimated to be approximately 35,068 military
35,000.
in Germany.
Yeah.
The highest
That just tells you we've been pulling down troops nonstop.
Well, she did say at the end there that was the highest of any European country. Was the Germany has the most concentrated amount of U.S. soldiers in it.
Yeah, well, that makes sense too, because at one time, like I said, we had 250,000 people there.
Yeah.
Because we've used them for several stagings, especially in the Middle East.
Yeah.
But anyway, Denise, John, Jane, all y'all happy people. To the people in Pal Talk, if y'all still listen, I don't have no idea what I did or where I lost you at, but I will find you. Fix you back up nice and pretty. Obviously, I closed something earlier. I wasn't paying attention. But anyway, on that note, ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank everyone for tuning in to United Public Radio and the News on the Flipside show. I hope you enjoyed or you listened to some of the stuff when we were talking about smart ass Captain Kirk. You're just funny. No, I mean, I hope you were listening to some of the things we were talking about with him, and then any other information you have, like on the shootings in Colorado or the Catholic school shooting or the stabbings. I mean, I've heard a lot of information on the guy stabbing the young woman, but well, that's, to me, is just as horrific as Charlie Kirk, except Charlie is just more famous. That's all.
Well, yeah. I think the attack on the train is more horrific because it's completely random. There's no interaction between either person, and I wasn't able to see the entire thing, but when he walks away, the girl he stabbed seems to be not in a lot of stress, but she's just like this, like scared, and then she appeared to be okay and fine, but still died.
Yeah, we stabbed her in the neck like 5 times.
Yeah,
and it looked like a stiletto or something. So
no, I saw it. It was a pocket knife about that long, and then they unfolded it. Maybe it was a 3-inch long pocket. It was very small. You can, if you watch, it's very subtle. You can see him. He goes like this and goes, and then he puts it backwards. So instead of the blade being up there, he's holding it like that. So that when he stands up, he just goes.
Yeah, that's all he did. Yeah. I was a beautiful young woman. She's going. She's
gorgeous.
Hanging out with Charlie Kirk. Maybe they'll have an affair or something. Hey, it never goes on in heaven, people. That's another thing. Only the good die young. She was young.
Yeah. And a refugee from the war in Ukraine.
Yeah, left Ukraine to get away from the war so she wouldn't get killed, and came to here and got killed. Subways are always dangerous.
Yeah, they can be very well.
What do you mean? If I lived in New York, I'd be gun toting.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. I don't care what strings I had to pull. I'd be gun toting. California, I don't feel the need to carry a gun. It's weird. I've been out there since boot camp, I don't know, 20, 25 times or so, maybe more than that. I've been out there in the last couple of years, between Riders of the Futures and filming for different sci-fi things, probably 14 or 15 times. Oh yeah, I've probably been out there about 35 times. Shit, I didn't even think about that. It's I've walked the streets at 2:30 in the morning. Didn't feel threatened even a little bit.
Yeah, I've walked through DC at 2 or 3 in the morning. I've walked through. I went to school in Savannah, Georgia, and Savannah isn't the most dangerous place on the planet. But in '93, it was the most dangerous city in America for murders. And I walked through that city plenty of times at 2 and 3 and 4 in the morning and never felt scared.
It's kind of strange. Well, I don't usually go walking by myself, but still. And last time I was out and about, I was out with the boys. It was, myself and Chris and the 5 of us were, decent sized guys. And none of us spoke good English, so that was scary by itself. Well, the Brits spoke with a British accent. Chris was an Aussie, he spoke like an Aussie, and I'm a coon ass, so it was a very mixed blend of accents. Yes, it was. But anyway, on that note, I want to thank everyone again for tuning in to United Public Radio and News on the Flipside. We will be back tomorrow with Arthur's Quill and the chat. Stay out of trouble and have some fun. Enjoy your lives. For you off on the cover, we got some guests coming in over the next 4 or 5 weeks, and then pretty soon.
Speaking about the UFO, if you want, I'll get in touch with Michael Carter. He's a reverend. He's been on UFO or Ancient Aliens quite a few times. Maybe we can get him to come in. We can do a serious deep dive on the existence of and what kind of evidence and proof of Jesus is there.
Yeah, we can get into that more. Give him a holler and let him know. But anyway, guys and girls, I want to thank everyone again for tuning in. To all the Charlie Kirk fans out there, I'm sorry to hear you lost such a important people to y'all, and I think he's a great guy too. I'm not hating. I like the guy. I felt saddened when I seen him die for multiple reasons. But if you didn't like his politics, that's fine.
I knew when I saw the video of the bullet hit, I knew it was fatal.
Yeah,
it is very sad. It made me sad. I mean, I've seen worse, up close and personal, worse than that. But you don't need that's over. The whole nation saw that, or at least a good portion of them, and thank God his kids didn't see it from that angle. They're only 3 and 1, but they know something's up. They knew something was up. So it's a messed up thing to have happened.
It is. It really is. And to everybody else, I mean, it's hard. I know the people in Colorado are not getting any press. The people who lost the kids in Catholic school aren't getting press. This poor little girl who got stabbed to death, she's not getting any press. It's everybody's Charlie Kirk. And the sad part is he wouldn't have wanted that. He would have wanted the other ones to get it. But anyway, no, you can be able to make donations to family and all, but I don't think they're really hurting. And both Arnold Schwarzenegger and the Trump said they would take up the slack and make sure the family's well taken care of. So And I'm sure other people will step in besides that too. The guy, like I said, was well liked. His family was well liked, so he did. I mean, come on, they flew him on Air Force Two to Arizona, and you seen the brigade they had for him, the police brigade. I can only imagine what the funeral is going to be like.
Oh, it's going to be extremely private, and I guarantee you, little or no press whatsoever. And any press that is going to try to get in there is going to try it by helicopter, and there's going to be some hell to pay.
Yeah. Oh, there'll be people surrounding them wherever they are, blocks around and stuff. But what do you mean, parade him through the street? I don't know if the wife will go for that or not.
I would think probably not. I mean, there's certainly unless the service and the burial are at the same site. When they take the casket to the burial site, there's going to be a procession of some type. But they might do it like they do a prisoner exchange or a prisoner movement. They might have, a dummy funeral procession to fool the press and the paparazzi, while everyone else goes a different direction to the correct location. I wouldn't be surprised about that.
I wouldn't be either. Well, I mean, you can't really blame them because, frankly, the paparazzi is nuts.
They will violate perimeters on private properties to get pictures they're not supposed to have.
All right. Anyway, no, Jamie, we'll talk about the Prince tomorrow. Yeah, we'll still talk a little bit more about this Charlie Kirk stuff tomorrow, but we'll talk about the Brothers Grimm in the UK tomorrow. How's that? Anyway, again, thank everyone for tuning in to United Public Radio News on the Flip Sides. Remember, any moans, groans, bitches, gripes, or complaints, please feel free to write to Michelle DeRoche, courtesy of Michelle DeRoche. She always loves the fan mail, so write to her and tell her Jay was a bad boy. Be sure you say Jay was a bad boy. Anyway, good night, everybody. Ding.